Welcome everybody to Simon versus the podcast. I have Ethan with me
Hello, I'm Ethan.
and Sod as usual.
Hello.
Now this month is Robin Williams month in honor of the man himself. As most people would know, Robin Williams, famous comedian, actor, just all around pretty awesome guy. I think we can all agree.
Yes,
Real
absolutely.
Hated
Yeah.
Disney.
He should.
Yeah.
Damn.
He was born July 21st, 1951, and sadly passed away August 11th, 2014, when he took his own life.
I remember that day still.
That was a sad day. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really. I remember my parents' reaction too. Like, not just like me, because someone who liked him, like obviously from like Miss Doubtfire and whatnot. I just remember the reaction because they basically almost the way I grew up with him, since like he did this one show in the '80s. I feel bad not knowing what it was called, but it's like this show with Mindy or something like that.
Mork and Mindy.
Yes, Mork
He
and
was
Mindy.
an alien, yeah.
Yeah. Like they watched that like growing up and whatnot. So like it's the saying like him like taking his own life is like obviously really made them sad and whatnot. Yeah.
As I said, this is Robin Williams month, so every movie that we are going to be discussing this month is going to be a Robin Williams film, and this episode is no different because today we're going to be discussing one of my favorite films of all time, Mrs. Doubtfire, and another classic Robin Williams film, Birdcage.
Yeah.
So,
I'm looking
what do
forward.
you guys say we get this going?
Yeah, I'm
Starting
ready.
off with Mrs.
Robin Williams
Doubtfire.
month.
Yeah, we're
Yep.
starting out with Mrs. Doubtfire. So Mrs. Doubtfire kicks off. We get the big Fox logo, which is now owned by Disney, as we all know. And wait, I forgot to mention. Yeah, this film is starring Robin Williams, Sally Field, Pierce Bronson, directed by famous adventurer Chris Columbus.
Mm-hmm.
And it was written by three people who didn't go on to do anything else good. So yeah.
This is their only contribution to cinema.
Yeah, well, I saw their names. I didn't bother to write them down because they didn't do anything else important. But good on them for making one of my favorite films of all time, or writing one of my favorite films of all time.
It is a pretty
Famous
great
adventurer
movie,
Chris
give it
Columbus
that.
brought it to life. So as I said, we open with the Fox logo, and then we get Figaro, la 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 Figaro. Atafatuna, 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 de la tira, de la tita, de la tida.
Wow, I wonder how many times you've seen this movie. Wow. I thought that was Robin Williams for a second. Yes. Yes, I can tell.
Watching on
Yes.
repeat.
I'll casually sing that song to myself every once in a while. It's like lata atafatuna, fatafatuna, hatalata. Yeah. Though this is also like this opening of this film is also like one of the reasons why I love voice acting so much, even though he says screw this job and he leaves.
Yeah.
Just that whole process of everything, like
smoking a cigarette.
yeah, he like
message to the kids.
yeah, he's doing a different voiceover to what's actually happening in the cartoon. Because Robin Williams in this movie, he is a actor, voice actor. Yeah.
And the cartoon he does, it's like he makes it so believable. Like it seems like it would actually be like a real cartoon, like he would do.
Oh, yeah.
It's how fantastic it is.
It's like a Looney Tunes cartoon.
Absolutely, yeah. I think of the movements. Like it has birds, the way his movements, the way walking. It's like the camera's going with them. And it's just,
help! Yeah. I'm being birdnapped. Oh.
Robin brings plenty of humor.
Yeah.
Establishes his set of skills, which he obviously is off later when he becomes Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah.
Well, he looks over at like the producers or the writers or whatever. He's like,
voice
"Do you think it's
director,
morally to objectify kids to smoking?" And they're all smoking. He's like, that's biased. That's a mistrial.
So yeah.
So he quits. He's in the mortal words of Porky Pig, piss off, Paul. And he leaves.
Yeah.
And goes to pick up his three kids.
Yeah, he goes. He picks up his kids.
The only one I
and he
recognize
is
it Marla or Mara Wilson or what's her name?
Which one?
Matilda?
Yeah,
Matilda. Yeah, I just call Matilda. Yes.
Yeah, I just been calling her Matilda.
When I think of the remake from Miracle on 34th Street, I always just call it the Matilda remake. It's like, oh, the original, then the Matilda remake. That's all, because she's in it.
Matilda.
Yeah,
she's basically just Matilda.
Yeah, that's what I'm just gonna call her. Yeah.
She didn't age gracefully.
Oh.
I thought she's fine now.
And what is she doing nowadays?
I think she's a lesbian now. At least, like, she came out.
That's her career path. Is it?
Why is that
That's
the
not
first
what
thing
he
you
asked.
mentioned?
That's what I think of. I just thought I can remember for her
Oh
now.
my god.
Oh, we've started off poorly.
Anyway, back to
Maybe
the
on.
movie. Robin Williams, he throws a rager for his son because it's his birthday. But Sally Fields, his wife, didn't want them to have a party. She just wanted them to wait till she got home. Yeah. And this party's crazy. He's got a portable petting zoo going.
Petting zoo, music, kids jumping all over the place, and
yeah,
the jump around playing the whole time too. The House of Pain song.
Yeah,
that's cool.
In defense of the neighbor, I would not want that going on next to me either.
That's
even when Sally gets home, eating my begonias.
So Sally Field comes home.
Yeah, well, she gets a call at work, and there's a little bit of exposition about plot later about Pierce Brosnan's character, who will show up a little bit later.
Yeah, James Bond himself.
Yeah, which is funny because they make Robin Williams does a James Bond impersonation later in the film, which I thought was pretty funny. This was before
GoldenEye came out.
GoldenEye 95. This is 93.
Yeah, so
2 years. It was big foreshadowing.
Yeah, basically, Mrs. Doubtfire. Well, so GoldenEye could run. Whatever the saying is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sally Fields, I'm just going to refer to her as Sally Fields. She gets home and it all goes to hell. The argument that her and Robin Williams' character have, Daniel, it just feels really real. It's
That's
written.
The weird thing
it's
about
really
this movie.
personal.
It's because the premise itself is silly, but all the characters are grounded and feel real.
Yeah,
it gets serious at first. Yeah, because you don't. I mean, I guess you could say that you don't expect that at first, if you don't know the movie. So it gets very serious fast. It leads to a divorce. Yeah.
You don't really expect going into the film you get the comedy straight out of the gate, and then bam, it's that movie with
it hits you
Adam
with divorce.
Driver.
Basically,
a marriage story.
It just becomes a better version of Marriage Story.
Yeah. Someone reviewer said that.
Of course, everyone's probably made that comparison.
Well, then Robin, he goes to stay with his gay brother.
Yes. Makeup artist.
Yeah.
Which is
foreshadowing.
Which is really convenient for him.
Yes. Yeah. I forgot. I wrote down my notes. It shows it's been a bit since I last saw this movie, because when Robin goes, actually no, it comes later. Never mind. We'll get to that. Never mind. Go on.
Well, I like that whole scene where his brother's on the phone with his mom, and just the back and forth, that whole scene is also extremely funny. He wants nothing to do with his mom because his brother's yeah, he's going through a divorce. He probably doesn't even want to be here at my place. He doesn't want to talk to you. I can't do a lot of the stuff in this film justice because it's something you have to experience for yourself because it's so goddamn funny. It's so funny.
Yeah, this was the first time I saw it, by the way. Just pointing that out there.
Yeah,
both you saw it.
Oh, I've seen.
You saw it I'm assuming 1,000 times.
A babby, basically, 20 years ago was probably the first time I saw it.
It's not my first time seeing this. I don't know how many times I've seen it, but I have seen this before. It's not my first time.
Mm-hmm.
But Birdcage, movie we'll get to whenever. It's my first time seeing it. Yes, and the gay brother is oh wow, it's giving you a very gay episode of the show. It's long foreshadowing.
Just for you, man.
We're kicking off Robin Williams' mum with a bang, alright?
Yeah, this should be an LGBT month. What are we doing? We're slacking on this.
Fuck off. When Robin goes to say goodbye to his kids, it's very heartbreaking. Because he only gets to see them
every one day per week.
Yeah, every Saturday or something.
And
So he's
being
saying
tasked
goodbye to
get,
his
like a
kids.
job and a stable living environment.
Yeah, he has to get a decent apartment and stuff like that. But when he's saying goodbye to his kids, probably the most heartbreaking one is when he's saying goodbye to the Matilda kid.
Matilda
Yeah.
girl.
And she's
'Cause
like, "What? Who's gonna read to me?" Because like their grandma's like throughout this whole movie, Robin Williams is extremely passive aggressive to like everybody he's not like either friends with or wants to be friends
Yeah,
with.
basically, yeah.
It's
like especially
hilarious.
his wife and Pierce Brosnan.
Oh, his
especially.
wife, Pierce Bronson,
especially.
her mom,
Yeah.
like the one dude at work sometimes. The social worker lady.
Yep.
Like he just
So-
throws shade at everybody he meets.
Yeah.
But after he says goodbye to his kids, we get the scene where he's meeting the social worker lady, the court lady, whatever you want to
Yep.
call her. He just goes all out. She's like,
yeah,
"Do you have any
basically, this
special
is like
skills?"
a very
like-
Robin Williams scene. Like just
This
Yes,
is like
there's a
him
podcast.
auditioning
like it's not
for
even
a
like
film.
the character anymore. It's just Robin Williams.
Yeah, he's like,
Basically,
I do
yeah.
voices. I do voices.
See my impression
Yes.
of a hot
Yeah.
dog?
It's like, do you think you were a funny person? I did until today. Thank you. You have proven me wrong.
See, it's like another instance of just showing off his talent. It's like
Yeah,
I kind
like,
of opening scene.
I can't do that scene justice either because he's so goddamn funny.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nobody can
I'm gonna
be
put this
Robin
out there,
Williams.
Like, I wouldn't say this is like my favorite Robin Williams like role, but it is like the one that like perfectly encapsulates like him as a performer.
You like Birdcage better than Mrs. Doubtfire?
Yeah, spoilers, I do.
Mm.
Both pretty equally great, but still.
Fair enough, because Birdcage is fantastic. But we'll get there. We'll get there.
I think I liked him about the same, but like again, we'll get to that.
I'm just saying that
Mhm.
like if like I was to like show like someone who like somehow never heard of Robin Williams, I'd probably show them this first.
Yeah.
His
Even though my
performance is,
ratings
it's very
are
much
different.
basically a role only Robin Williams could do. Essentially,
Yes.
that's what I'm getting at.
Exactly.
I kind of goes to like all of his movies because sometimes like in a great way. It's not like a slander at all, but like, he carries him in a way because his performances is so strong. Because like the premise for this movie enough is always this weird way like, how he gets to his kids in that way. Only like
Yeah,
he
I
can
was
pull it
gonna
off and
get
make
to
it
that.
believable.
Yeah.
Like if it was any other actor, it would probably come across as like terrifying or something out of like a Hollywood like thriller.
Yeah.
But this movie itself, it's heartfelt and funny and dramatic. Robert Williams is all of that, so it only makes sense.
Well, what he does
Basically,
is like
basically
he
it's
just
the opposite
he
of
does
1
all
Hour
this.
Photo.
Oh yeah. He does all this just because he wants to be with his kids, because he loves his damn kids, and he says that many times throughout the film.
Yes,
And
especially
he says like
towards the
later
end.
on, well, like later on, he even says this is way past like obsession. Like,
Needs them basically.
yeah, he needs his kids. So, Sally comes to pick up the kids. She's like an hour early. Robin's
And she
really
was an
mad
hour
'cause
late
he's-
and an hour early.
yeah, he's mad because he's getting even less time to the one day of the week to be with his kids.
Yeah.
So, and then she tells him about like she's getting a
I
nanny
should hear
or a babysitter.
Matilda say, "Where are his goddamn kids
And
too?"
kids too. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's
So
all like a dramatic and it's like sort of sad, but also really funny.
kids say the darndest things.
Yeah.
Especially Matilda. She didn't say any of that stuff in Matilda. It could have been Danny DeVito.
Imagine if you just told Danny DeVito to fuck off.
Yes.
He probably would have pulled. So, anyways, I started blasting.
It's
like
like the
Dave
church of the
DeVito
Lord.
who killed Matilda.
That's a church where go Lars von Trier and Sean Better scene out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It gets so bleak. Yes.
Yeah. Well, when Robin finds out about the nanny babysitter thing, what he does is he changes the I don't know if he changes it to his number or he just changes it to some
He
random
just
number.
changes the number, just a random
Yeah.
number.
So he
So
changes
he's
the
only
number
one who
so
could call him up.
Yeah,
And we
nobody's-
get another Robin Williams scene of him just
Yeah.
like calling his wife and like doing.
yeah,
a bunch
he's
of
calling her. He's doing a bunch
characters.
of like voices and stuff. You think she would recognize any of it, but This is the
It's
'90s.
suspension of
You sound
disbelief.
different on the phone, kind of thing.
It's believable.
And she would have no reason to believe that he'd be doing this. So
He has no reason to believe that she's gonna dress up as an old woman.
yeah. Well,
Oh, you're cutting out there.
oh, where he's like, "All right, get back in your hole." Like, just all that. I am Job. I am Job.
Speak English.
It's like I don't work with the males because I used to be one.
Yes, oh my god,
That's a scene that's gonna, I imagine,
Yes.
will annoy some people.
Oh
Probably
yeah,
like a
this
review
movie
on Letterboxd giving. There's probably a review on Letterboxd right now saying that
transphobic.
this one scene
Yeah.
ruined the whole movie for me.
Yeah, because people can't take jokes. They can't laugh. If you can't laugh at yourself, you can't laugh at anything else.
Yeah,
So-
so after messing with his wife, he calls her up again as like doing the English nanny voice.
Yeah. You've and I had Doubtfire, dear.
Yeah, which he just reads off of a newspaper. That
Yeah.
says Police Doubtfire or something.
Doubtfire, Mrs. Doubtfire, dear. Yeah.
So he gets interview. It's just an interview, right? No, he gets the job right away.
Yeah, it's just like a phone. Well, he goes to his brother's first because
Yeah, because
special effects makeup
Yeah.
artist.
Here's what I was gonna say for my notes. If we find get to it, I said the
because the
show's
brother
been a
disappeared.
bit since I last.
Sorry, you go
It's
ahead.
the show's just been a bit since I last saw this movie. Because when Robin goes to his gay brother, he says, "I want to be a woman." And he gets so proud of
I'm
him. It's
so
like, yes!
proud.
I love that.
I wish there was more scenes with his brother
Brother.
and his
Yeah, I was
brother.
about
Yeah, I
to say.
love
That's
his
what I was
brother.
about
Because-
to say. Because it's like the brother disappears from the whole movie afterwards.
After he
the
gives him
makeup.
the second mask, he disappears from the movie. He's gone. He's only in the
Yeah.
first half of the film,
It's sad because he's really good.
which is great. Yeah,
Yeah.
because him and Robin have such great chemistry. Like when they're sitting in
I
the
was thinking,
chair,
that's what I
like
was thinking while watching. It's like, oh, he's vanished. Because it's like
Yeah.
I thought he was like going to be some sort of like emotional support throughout the movie, but no, he just disappears.
no, he's just gone. Like
just
his
there to
part of
give
the
a-
story is done.
He's just there to give him the mask and the makeup, which is a bit of a shame. But
Like you don't even see him at the end of the film. Like you think
Yeah,
he would
no.
be on. You
It
think he
also
would be on
applies
set with
to
Robin or something like that because
spoilers.
he made the costume.
This also applies
But-
to like Pierce Brosnan. He sort of disappears at the end as well.
He does, yeah. I love his final scene in the movie is really great. We'll
Yeah,
get
it is
to
great.
yeah.
It's a great
Um,
scene.
Well, they're trying out a bunch of different looks for him, and they make
It's
him
just
look like
more Robin
old,
Williams
like,
being Robin
um,
Williams.
they make him look like a babushka kind of thing. And then they're all in the chair. He's like, "Hey, we got a great little thing going here." And there's like, "Let's make a match, find me a find, catch me a catch."
You've seen this
like
movie
it-
way too many times, have you?
I've seen this film probably 100+ times, no doubt.
Besides Dumbo, it's like about the same.
It's up there with Dumbo and Starship Troopers.
I haven't seen Starship Troopers nearly as much as Doubtfire or Dumbo.
Probably, yeah, true.
I've seen Tremors more than I've seen Starship Troopers.
I was gonna ask about that.
But they finally find the look that they're going for. They make him like a full plasticine mask.
Yeah, I just want to say, like, the makeup itself looks great. Just like not within the context of the movie, like just as like a effect, it looks amazing.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
Basically, if the white chicks, if the makeup was good in that.
God damn
Oh,
you!
yeah.
I thought I would watch you. I thought about making a joke in a show, but I went against it. But yeah, it's kind of like white chicks. The Wayans are.
I thought about
influencers.
writing down a joke about white chicks, but I decided against it
We'll cover
Yeah, I
white
did
chicks for
too.
one other day.
Yes.
for Dipshit
Yeah.
Week.
Dipshit week. No, we'll do Marlon Wayne's
Dipshit
week.
December. Marlon March.
A masochist march. Yes.
Wayne's
Same
Brothers
thing.
Wednesday. Wayne's Brother movie every Wednesday.
Coming soon. In,
Yeah.
2029 of distinct.
Oh, how about we do a double feature of the usual suspects and scary movie?
Oh god damn! I knew
Oh,
you were
God
gonna
damn
say
it.
that. Well, of course, you have to see Usual Suspects before you watch Scary Movie, or you won't understand the entire
Forget it.
film. Of
No,
course.
you
Yeah,
forget it. You understand
No, he
it.
doesn't listen to these, so it's fine.
Yeah, you can talk shit about him all you want.
That goes with these episodes. We're good.
Mhm.
Okay, anyway, back to the very great movie.
Yeah, the character of Mrs. Doubtfire, she is born finally.
Yeah.
She's in her final form.
Yeah, she's evolved.
He goes to meet the
Only using
family.
10% of her power.
Yeah. This isn't even my final form. This is kind of what you brought up earlier about how if you made this a thriller or something, how it would be a really messed up.
It'll be,
He uses
1 hour photo before 1 hour photo.
Yeah, he uses the knowledge of his family to get in with the family. Like talking about Stuart Little and soccer and whatever the grown-up chick likes. I don't remember. She's not very important.
Yeah, she's the least fun one.
She's the
I guess.
least like. They have
Least
that little
likable.
moment after like the first thing, but other than that, it's not really important. I love he's super passive aggressive to his ex-wife,
She doesn't really
like
pick
we
up on
said,
it.
and she doesn't pick up on it, which is it's so funny.
She takes it as like being encouraging and just like being like a very nice.
Yeah, she takes it
caring
as
woman.
advice.
Yeah, which comes back later on.
Oh, definitely. So after this like in-person interview kind of thing, he goes back home, and Mrs. Sellner is her name, the court lady, the social worker.
You got the bus driver as well.
Oh, that dirty pervert bus
Dirty old
driver.
Bus driver.
That dirty bastard. If I ever find the bastard who invented high heels, I'll kill him.
What a sleaze bag he is.
Yeah.
That's what Scorsese probably does at work too. Scorsese makes
Scorsese saw that. He's like, yes.
Scorsese was the bus driver.
Yes. Make Wolf of Wall Street is all he did.
Marvel movies.
Goes up to
driving the
Mrs.
bus.
Doubtfire. He's like, do you like gangster films that are 5 hours long?
So do you hate Marvel as much as me?
Yeah. So now
Yeah, we get one of the best scenes in the movie, by the way.
Yeah, well, now he's the double life kind of thing. He's screwed because Mrs. Sellner is here, and he says that Mrs. Doubtfire is his sister.
English sister.
Yeah, where his dad met Mrs. Doubtfire's mom in the war, and they banged. And yeah, he comes up. He's just trying to come up with something on the spot.
Like, and the fact that she believes it makes it even funnier.
Yeah, but he's running around, switching back and forth between the bodysuit and his
Doubtfire.
but then two fat Asian kids start laughing at him through the window.
Yeah, just out next door.
Yeah, and then his mask falls out and gets ran over by a truck. So he's got to compromise, and conveniently he has a cake in his fridge. Yeah. So we get the iconic. He smashes his face into the cake before she comes in. He pops out from over the fridge. He's like, "Hello!"
Yeah, one of the best emotes on the server, by the way.
Yeah,
it used to be.
I don't think we have it anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, so we get the hello scene, which is fantastic.
And then it's more Robin Williams being Robin Williams. As
Well, his like
off.
because it's like icing and it's hot. It starts falling off. He's like, "Would you like one cup of sugar or two?" Ooh, starts falling into his and her tea. And he's like, "Oh, now you got your sugar and your cream there, dearie."
I thought the only tea I would.
When she the social worker picks up the cream and starts rubbing it on her face because
and then she licks it. She's like, "Not bad." I don't think we ever see her again after this.
Yeah, she sort of disappears as well.
Yeah, it's kind of like a theme with the film, disappearing characters. Like, they've done their part, they're gone. Like, she's mentioned later, but she doesn't actually show up.
I guess that's a bit of a problem with the movie that I had with it anyway, but...
Yeah.
It's minor,
Mrs.
but...
Doubtfire killed them all. Or maybe Miss Doubtfire, she thought he couldn't be
What?
with his kids. He thought he broke down, they killed all of them. That's why you don't see him again throughout the
suggesting
I'm
this
film.
trying
is
to
like
turn
a
this into a
movie
horror
within a
film.
movie.
It's a humble comedic film about a dad who just wants to be with his kids. Okay.
American Psycho before American Psycho.
Yes, it's as dark as Willy Wonka. So why can't kids movies be more dark like Willy Wonka? You know?
Why can't they all be the plague dogs and worship down? Why can't they all be Brothers Grimm?
Oh no. No. No more Brothers Grimm for a while, please.
Till we eventually cover it.
Please no.
Okay, back to the movie. So,
Yeah, this is his first time babysitting.
Yeah. Sort of like a quick bit of tension where between them because they're watching TV and
They're watching Dick Van Dyke,
yeah, as all kids in the 90s obviously did.
of course. He's got that retro black and white channel going 24/7.
Yeah, the Dick Van Dyke channel.
So
She throws the remote in the fish bowl or
Yeah.
fish tank.
yeah, and
Doing
he
your
says
homework.
something really clever. It's like the only thing you're going to be watching from now on is like the aquarium channel.
So they're off
so
doing
they-
their home. They saw the whole night they're off doing their homework basically.
Well, no, they
and-
won't do their homework at first, so he makes them clean the house.
Oh yeah, it's like punish one, I punish you all.
Mm-hmm. So like one of them's the boy is vacuuming. Oh no.
They're all just cleaning the
the
house,
oldest girl is
basically.
vacuuming. The boy is like washing the walls, and they got Matilda girl. She's polishing stuff.
Yeah, and while Mrs. Doubtfire's just on the couch having a drink and reading the paper or whatever.
Yeah, she's probably having a nice Long Island iced tea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, off they go off and do their homework. Finally,
Yeah. So
and
they're
then-
like,
which leaves Mrs. Doubtfire to prepare dinner.
which is a fantastic scene because he doesn't know jack about cooking.
It's also a theme of the movie of him being the better parent as well, more responsible in a way.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, he burns his rubber tits because he leans over to smell one of the dishes.
Yeah.
He's like, oh no, I got hot flashes.
So yeah, puts out the fire and then he's gonna go orders some food in.
Yeah, he orders like fancy takeout and he plates it himself, which is a genius idea.
Yeah.
Well, I
and
do
then
my
Sally
Chinese food.
Field conveniently walks in.
Yeah, Ethan
And
would have
she's
just
like-
ordered Chinese food.
Are you eating it now?
They had Chinese earlier in the movie and Sally Fields hated it.
Yeah, she's not. I like Sally Field at all on this. She's just being a bitch for everything, even my favorite Chinese food.
I've never
think
seen
that-
a Chinese food place that actually gives those boxes.
Yeah, same. That's not a thing over here. I'm not. That's just an American thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, Taipei Asian cuisine in Omaha, Nebraska. Have they ever tasted it? The crispy honey chicken.
Asian cuisine and Omaha, two things that do not mix.
No, but it's as American as you can get.
But yeah, he
American
plates
Chinese.
it, makes this. Yeah, the inventor of the fortune cookie, the Americans. But yeah, he plates this fancy dinner. He comes out. He's like, "Dinner is served." And then he
Sally
walks
Field's
out.
mind has been blown.
She's like, "Oh my god!"
You are the greatest daddy of all time, or just the greatest
Yeah.
thing to happen to this family.
Well, she can hip hop, bebop, and she can make a wicked cup of JoJo. Wicked cup of cocoa.
Yeah, but yeah, they quickly resolved the tension between the eldest daughter and Mrs.
Lydia is her
Doubtfire.
name. Lydia, yeah.
Okay, so now we remember her
Yeah.
name.
Yeah.
I just remembered
She's
the
not
12-year-old
very
sons
important.
now.
She doesn't do anything. She's just kind of
So-
there. Like he
Got
has more
Matilda, Lydia, and whatever we call the son.
middle boy child.
Middle boy.
I've seen this
middle
film
boy.
so many damn times, and I don't even remember what his name.
Oh.
I watched this yesterday, and I don't even remember what his name is.
Yeah, same.
We
I
just-
watched this.
We just call him Ethan. It's fine. He's the Ethan in the movie.
He's Ethan. If Ethan was only like 5'3".
Looked like he grew up to be Ashton Kutcher and Dude, Where's My Car?
Oh
Yeah.
yes, get the hair. Yes. Wow, I could almost pull it off. I used to have hair like that.
His name is Chris.
Wow. Okay, Chris.
I don't
Now
remember
we're
them
gonna.
saying his name at all in the film,
Nah,
but whatever.
let's gonna come Ethan.
It's the
Okay, it's more comedic effect. Let's come Ethan or Ethan.
So after that, we get a montage of Robin
It's
Williams.
just a montage of them
Yeah.
like hanging out and getting along.
He's
and
with the kids. He's getting better at cooking. He's just getting better at, I'd say,
Being a better
being a
parent.
person overall. Like, he's improving himself, not for himself, but so he can be with his kids.
Yeah, and
He comes back after the montage, and there's Pierce Brosnan's car.
yeah, we forgot to talk about Pierce Brosnan and his introduction.
Well, we're introducing him now. He's been talking to Miranda, Sally Field's character, earlier in the film, just at the office and stuff.
Because he's he has her on board to like restore a building or something, and
Yeah.
And that's like another thing, like with his character, because like if this was any other movie, you would like have the Pierce Brosnan character be like sort of like evil and villainous, and he's just like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm gonna marry my way into this family for money or something. I don't give a crap.
But he's
about
not.
kids.
He
Hey, he's like
he
is
actually
a
likes
likes the kids and
he likes the
Sally
kids, and
Field.
he because it's implied that they used to go out, kind of thing,
beforehand, yeah.
before Robin showed up. So yeah, we get that, and Mrs. Doubtfire rips his hood ornament off of his Mercedes.
Yeah, just
and he gives it to him. He's like, "Oh, some hoodlums must have ripped this off. I found it
also
on the
he
ground."
just like says people who have cars like that are obviously compensating for something.
Yeah. So he says Pierce Brosnan has a small penis.
Got him.
And he's like, this is like, he's super passive aggressive to Pierce Brosnan
Pierce
throughout the
Brosnan's
whole
just sort
film.
of-
It's great.
Well, Pierce Brosnan's just sort of like standing there going, "Oh, okay."
He just kind of has to take it because he's like, he wants to make a good impression.
He doesn't want to go off.
Well,
with
he
this
knows
old
that the
lady.
kids and Sally Fields love Mrs. Doubtfire, so he's just playing. He's just taking it easy, kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, it's throughout like that throughout the whole movie, which is great.
Yeah.
It's really, really funny.
We get some stuff that's not really important here and there.
Just more like
Yeah, some
you know, just, like,
montage.
background. Robin Williams being Robin Williams, and
Well, he gets a job at the
yeah, I forgot to mention that he has a job at like a
studio, a TV,
station, like an
local
educational-
San Francisco, TV
He has a
studio.
job, like shipping out.
He
film
boxes
canisters.
it and then he ships it. What does he do after he boxes it?
Boxes and shit. I've only seen this for
Are
the
you
first
guys
time
kidding
the
me?
other day.
You ship it.
You do like montages. Do we skip over the dude looks like a lady montage, or is that come
Oh, we
later?
mentioned it. We just
Hey,
Okay, well, I wrote it in my
great.
notes.
Just a bunch of good gags throughout that scene.
There's this whole sequence in the film that plays the song "Dude Looks Like a Lady," and I can't remember the last time that song has been played in a movie because I would love to see that song get played in a comedy now, so casually, and to see what happens. Because
Let the gentleman see.
Probably in some other like cross-dressing film, I guess.
Yes, I can't remember the last time it's been
White
played.
Chicks, but
Birdcage.
White Chicks. God damn it!
Yeah.
I make a note about that later, but what happens is, well, yeah, he's got the job and he's making fun of one of the old TV guys who works there, and he actually meets the owner of the TV studio.
Yeah, just like he coincidentally happens to be there, and yeah, he's just like, oh,
yeah, he's just cracking jokes about
cracking jokes at like the presenter and then the TV station owner, and the TV station owner is just like, it's fine, it's crap anyway.
which one's the dinosaur? Ha, they're both extinct. Dum dum dum. Kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
After all that, the older kids find out that their dad is Mrs. Doubtfire because he goes to the washroom, he doesn't lock the door, and he's standing up pissing. And Ethan sees him pissing.
Not our
Thank
podcast
you.
host, but
Thank
then
you.
we kind of established that.
It's so weird. Like that's the moment he finds his dad's like cock and balls. Like that's the first time he sees in that way as a woman. It's so weird. And like
Well-
that's how he sees his father's cock and balls.
Lydia's like, he's got him, and he's like, he's got everything, man.
It's a he. It's a he. She. It's a what? It's a he. She.
It's a she's a dude. Yeah.
Yeah, they have the sort of heart-to-heart moment. It's like, I gotta do this because, like, I want to spend more time with you, and this was the only way.
Yeah.
It's another weird thing, like, that sort of dropped, the fact that the two eldest kids, like, now know that Mrs. Doubtfire is their dad, and, like, that sort of doesn't really come up as much.
They sort of look at him differently, but they want to make sure they don't expose him.
Yeah.
Because now that they know that it's their dad, they're like really happy that he's there.
Yeah, but it's like, maybe there would, like, be more jokes, like, revolving that the kids now know that.
Yeah, but this is already a 2-hour film, Sod. What the fuck do you want?
What is to be a 3-hour epic?
Yeah, where's the the Peter Jackson extended Mrs. Doubtfire cut?
Oh,
Where it's
God.
like
It's
4.5
long.
hours.
Like,
I'm sure you could. If it was
for like
longer,
Robin
I'd be
Williams
fine with
gags,
it.
which I would be fine with, honestly.
Yeah. Well, we probably get one of the best Robin Williams gags next after the kids find out, because they go to the pool at like this private club that Pierce Bronson is a part of.
Yeah.
And he's like,
It's also like a very like dramatic scene as well. But okay, we'll do the gag first.
yeah. Well, the thing is, Pierce Brosnan's is like, okay, everybody go get in your swimsuits and everything. We're gonna go swimming. He wants Mrs. Doubtfire to join the swimming because, of course,
Yeah.
he's still trying to like. He's not like, you think he'd be a huge asshole, but this isn't that movie. Robin is not getting back together with his wife. That is over.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's also,
that's what
like,
I love
shown,
about this
'cause, like,
movie. It's not the cliche bullshit like, oh, they get back together after the evil asshole gets revealed and all this stuff. This isn't like the Cat in the Hat plot where fucking Alec Baldwin's trying to send the kids away to military school or something like that. It's not that.
It's like, it's grounded. That's the weird thing about it. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's a silly premise, but it's grounded in
make it
reality.
realistic.
That's how you make movies work. You put an extremely stupid premise into something that's completely grounded, and that's how you get gold like this.
It's also, yeah, because it's all like reinforced because you got Robin Williams as Mrs. Doubtfire just sitting like at the bar and like seeing like Pierce Brosnan like having a good time with like his family,
he's playing with the kids
basically.
in the pool and stuff. Yeah,
They're like having a great time, and it's sad and
he can't join them because he's a dude in a fat suit. So
yeah.
with Pierce Brosnan, he's like, well, why don't you get in your bathing suit? He's like, oh no, I think they outlawed whaling years ago. Like he plays it off like.
There's sort of like the bit of the scene where it's like you saw like against Pierce Brosnan where it's like the former husband's a loser and
Yeah, well, the
It's
thing
not like anything like
he's talking
overly
to some
evil.
random guy who is his friend, right? And he starts talking to him. He's like, "You never wanted kids. You hate kids." And he's like, "No, but like I really like these kids. They're really good kids, and like
yeah.
I love their mom, kind of thing. Like I want to make this work." And he's like, "What about the real dad?" I was like, "Oh, the real dad's a fucking loser." And he starts walking away. And then
Robin
throws. I think he throws a lime at the back of his head, nails him. Bronson turns back. He's like, "Oh my! It was a run by fruiting, my dear. Don't worry, I'll get to the bottom of this."
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Like, I say that all the time.
We forgot to mention the great gag where like the one chick comes up to get a drink and Robin Williams is still in like
he
Mrs.
offers to
Doubtfire
pay for the
costume.
drink. Yeah,
It's like
he's staring at the woman in full Mrs. Doubtfire makeup.
it's a really
like,
funny.
"What the fuck
It's
is
a really
going on?"
funny visual.
Yeah, he's doing like this creepy smile too.
Yeah.
That's it. Doesn't want to have sex with me. Doesn't want to kill me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
What's next? Is it the bit where
Well, Robin he
Williams-
gets offered the dinner meeting.
yeah, because he like
with
goes
the
up
studio
and
head.
messes with the He's on.
Yeah,
the
he's
set
playing with the
and-
dinosaurs. He's like, "I'm a brontosaurus. I'm gonna be oil." So he's doing all that.
Rapping.
And the
Yeah.
head of the TV station happens to walk in, and he's like, "Man, you got some great ideas. That's brilliant. How about a meeting like
That's
is it
some
like
funny
Friday?
stuff.
it's like Friday at like what's the restaurant called again?
Bridges, I think.
Yeah, Bridges. But then you got because then is it
It's
being
the
Mrs.
well,
Doubtfire?
after that, like he's Mrs. Doubtfire again, and they invite him to Sally Field's birthday dinner at the same restaurant at the
It's very
same
much
time.
at the same time. It's very like whoa, wacky
Whoa.
situation.
Yeah.
But
he says no, but then they like, no, you have to come. We really want you
yeah,
there. We love
'cause
you.
it's like because like you're practically part of the family, and
Yeah.
it's like oh, you can't get out of this.
This restaurant scene is like,
Yes, it is.
this
like,
restaurant scene
it
is like
takes
a half hour long.
it does the most with the premise as well.
Yeah,
like
and
it's
it
probably,
goes hard into the
it's
premise.
great.
Before we
It's
get
like
to like the infamous scene, sorry to interrupt, but it gets the infamous scene. We skip past this, but there's one scene with Miss Doubtfire. She gets back on the bus and she sees like the old guy again, like kind of
Yes.
perving on
Oh,
her.
yeah.
Bus
And then,
driver.
and then she sees like hairy leg. It's such a part in like every Robin Williams movie where they have to establish how hairy he is. He's a werewolf. It's like, oh yeah, he's a hairy dude. It's like they do that Birdcage too, which we'll get to. Oh yeah, he's a hairy dude. That's what
He references that when Sally's talking about like, it's like, no, I don't like him rich. I like him short, funny, and hairy.
We forgot to mention we forgot to mention the great scene where like Mrs. Doubtfire is like sitting down like talking about Sally Field's marriage, and she's like, oh,
Yeah.
Daniel was
I didn't
great,
write
and
any
she
notes
was,
about that because like I was so involved because it's really heartfelt and
yeah, it's
kind of sad.
Like as we were saying before, none of the characters are like villainous, like to a comical degree. Well, there's like the characters are comical, but not like over the top in such a way that they're not exaggerated in such a point. Because like the Sally Field character isn't like evil, because like it's like, oh, Daniel was great, he was funny and all that, but I just couldn't put up with being like sort of like Robin Williams is sort of like this an over the top dad and like does all these great things for his kids, and she's just sort of like left to like clean it up and be
Yeah.
So it's
Which
a great scene.
which is like the writing they write people that they are people. They're not characters, they're people.
Yeah.
And this is how
It's
people
better
would
than
react to
yeah.
situations. We
Anyway, back
lost
to-
Ethan.
Oh. Wait, you
Probably
there,
eating a
buddy?
corn dog.
Anyway, so we got the restaurant scene. Daniel has to switch back between being Robin Williams and Mrs.
Well,
Doubtfire.
the setup for this is he sees Mr. Lundy getting out his limo, and he's like, oh god, I'm screwed. So Lundy goes in first, and they're right behind him, the whole family and everything. He's in his full makeup of Mrs. Doubtfire. And they give Mr. Lundy a non-smoking. So what he does is smoking. He asks for a table in the smoking area, and he's like, "Oh, so I can suck in that nicotine just a little bit," kind of thing.
Yeah.
So he's not near. So his family doesn't see him when he eventually changes because he brings his full bag with him. The lady tries to take it from him. He's like, "Put the bag down."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
There's so much going on in this,
It's so
one
great
restaurant scene.
It is like one of the all-time great dinner scenes in all of cinema, let's be honest.
Yeah. Oh, most definitely.
No, I got the 4D experience of watching this movie because, like, at one point in this movie, I was drinking a lot of water at one point during this movie. So, like, I kept having, like, get up and down, like, having to go take a piss. Like, a pause the movie, go take a... It gets stuff like Robin in this scene, having to get up and shit. So, I got the immersive experience. Not sure about y'all.
So you were really immersed within the character.
Oh, yes. I just felt just like him during this scene. I had to get up, go take a piss, and continue the movie, like, nope, feel some more. And then, yeah, having to go back.
So you got Robin Williams switching between the family dinner and the business dinner.
Well,
Switching
what he
between
does is
Doubtfire.
he grabs like one of those match books that has the restaurant's number on it.
Yeah.
Calls the
and says,
restaurant
"Cool."
from the
And
restaurant.
say, I'm going to be right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure,
So-
I'm not sure if the restaurant would pick up on that, but whatever.
The call is coming from inside the restaurant.
There's a man dressed up as-
Yeah, so he goes back to the table and they're kind of yucking it up, and then he makes up another excuse to go to the washroom, and he switches to his Daniel persona I guess.
Well, just him.
Well, when he's in the Mrs. Doubtfire outfit, he becomes Mrs. Doubtfire. Like, you
Yeah,
don't
that's
see
the
Robin
thing.
anymore. He is Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah,
Greatest actor of all time.
indeed. Yes.
So he finally gets there and he starts talking to Lundy. He's like, "Well, I ordered you a bunch of scotch so
yeah,
you can
it's a whole
catch up."
bunch of scotch.
Olé! Kind of
Days.
and they start chatting and everything. He's like, "Oh, I gotta piss," and he goes back.
Yeah,
Again, he switches
It's back
into
as Mrs.
then he's going into the
Doubtfire.
women's washroom while he's doing this.
yeah.
And one of the best scenes is he's Mrs. Doubtfire. He goes into the washroom. He goes to lock the door, but somebody else is in there. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know anybody else was in here." He goes into the washroom. He switches out of everything, and he walks out as a man. And she looks back. She starts doing double takes.
Yeah, she's just like, well, what?
All right,
But
whatever.
then he goes to the dinner table, and then his like teeth falls out.
Yeah, and they have to use like 2 forks to get it out.
Yeah, it's Pierce Brosnan's just trying to be nice.
Yeah, the first excuse that he uses to go away is he has to take a pill. She's like, "Oh, we'll just take it at the table." He's like, I can't take it orally."
Yeah, he's just like, oh.
So Sally Fields takes Matilda to the washroom.
Yeah.
And this is when Robin, and then he sends the other 2 kids away to like, "Oh, there's the dessert tray. Go pick out what you want."
Yeah.
And he's at the table with Pierce Brosnan, and he's just like going off on him with underhanded insults and stuff like that.
It's yeah, it's as we were saying before, it's funny because Pierce Brosnan's just like got to take it.
Yeah. Eventually, he's kind of like, "All right, that's you can stop now. I get it, okay." But he doesn't have an outburst on her or anything because, like we said, he's not the bad guy. He's not a bad guy.
That's what makes it funny.
Yeah.
But then he's obviously switching back and forth still.
Yeah, he switches back into Daniel.
Until he makes the mistake where...
But he left some lipstick on. He's like, "Daniel, are you wearing lipstick?" He's like,
that women's
"Yes, I am."
And then
he
like,
makes an excuse.
Great excuses, like he saw someone from like high school or college, and
yeah, some chick he used to date, and they started making out.
And then the guy's like, "Does she have a friend?"
Like, "I'll go ask her." He switches back to Mrs.
back
Doubtfire.
again.
But after he does that, he notices that the order for their table,
like,
and he go well. Pierce Brosnan mentioned that he can't have like hot pepper or something like that because he's allergic to it. Robin goes in there and puts a bunch of pepper on his shrimp.
And she's like laughing.
Hot jambalaya. Yeah, he's like, "Hey." Like, that's the only time he becomes the villain.
Yeah, that's when he's like horrible murderer.
Yeah.
After this thing, you can't get other characters like kind of disappear, like his brother and old lady. He killed them all. You can't convince me otherwise. After this, some sociopathic.
That's why you don't see them again. He's slowly been killing people off who would reveal his identity.
You were saying before, this is like one of our photo is basically a sequel to this.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to see about that.
After the TV show gets canceled, he goes and works at
the photo guy.
Yeah. At a shopper's photo center.
Yeah.
And changes his name to Sai.
So he forgets to switch back into
Daniel, so he comes
and he
up
sits down.
Mrs. Doubtfire, and at first the guy's like, "Can I help you?" Then he just like,
yeah, he reveals this is his character. This is what he wants to bring to the studio.
Oh, like just so he can,
accidentally. Yeah, he's like, "Oh shit. Well, you know what? Fuck it."
Yeah, but then later on, it turns out it works. So
yeah. What happens is they start eating. They don't wait for Mrs. Doubtfire to get back.
Then Pierce Brosnan starts.
He eats the shrimp and he starts choking. He gets up. He's like, "Dear God, I've killed him." Mrs. Doubtfire, help is on the way.
Yeah, but it's like he said he was like allergic. So why'd you?
Yeah, like what? Like that's like the one time where you're not really cheering for him because he does something really messed up.
Yeah, but
this would prove to be.
We got a great scene where Mrs. Doubtfire
giving him the Heimlich.
Yeah, and it's funny because like he's lifting Pierce Brosnan up and.
I'm like he's lifting them in the air and like trying to do the Heimlich, and he finally shoots the shrimp out. onto the
Yeah,
table. But
after like Pierce Brosnan like falls on top of her.
yeah, well, what happened during that is Pierce was like elbowing him in the face,
Yeah,
and it knocked the mask off.
yeah, and
And he
it's like
gets up,
hanging
and
it's
like
hanging
it's
off
revealed to everybody
in the restaurant,
in the
and Sally
restaurant.
Field freaks out, and
Probably Sally Field's
Matilda
best moment.
goes,
She's like the whole time. The whole time.
and Matilda goes crying.
Yeah, she's like, wait, that was Dad the whole time. And then like
Yes.
the kids start leaving with their mom, and then he shakes the hand of Pierce Bronson. He's like, "Yeah, sorry about that." He's like, "Oh,
Yeah,
it's all
that's a
good."
great.
And then he walks out with
Yeah,
it.
it's just like that.
That's the last time we see him. He's like, "Oh yeah, all right," and he just leaves.
Yeah, we don't know what happens to Pierce Brosnan, but
You'd
like,
presume
assume
that
that
he gets together with Sally
with
Fields
Sally
or
Field,
whatever,
yeah,
but you don't see him
still, it's
again.
such a great,
So-
funny bit.
It's fantastic.
He's still trying to be the nice guy.
Yeah, Ethan, what do you think about the whole restaurant scene?
Y'all said it's great. Yeah, as Robin Williams again is going off like the whole time because like, I don't know, it's so crazy like how he can like do all that, having to go back and forth, like switch between like characters, different like personalities. Like it seems so effort. Fuck, I can't talk.
Effortless.
Whatever. Effortlessly. Jesus Christ. Yes. God. Great scene.
Come on, dogs, Ethan.
I guess so. Yes. Back in Fruitier eventually.
They're coming back for revenge. Happens after that is we head back to the courtroom.
This is like when it like sort of like goes like gets grounded in
It's really
reality
sad
again.
Yeah.
Even though like he's got the TV show and it turns out to be a huge hit, like number one.
This is before he gets the TV show.
Oh really? Oh
Yeah, the
yeah,
court scene is before he gets.
Shit,
yeah, so we get the court scene, and the judge says you can only see your kids one day a week, and it has to be
Monitored.
supervised visits.
Because like what happens is like he's like basically begging the judge because he doesn't even have a lawyer anymore,
Yeah, he fired his lawyer.
and he's just like going, please, as we said before, it's a great scene. He's like, it's gone past obsession. I need my kids.
Yeah, I have to
see
be
my
with my kids.
And then the judge, it's so tragic as well. It's honestly tragic because the judge,
what the
like,
judge says to him.
Like, I don't know if you're like playing a character or anything, like something like that.
Yeah, because he tells him, he's like, you've been playing this Mrs. Doubtfire character for the last couple months, and
3
everyone
months.
believed you, even your own family. So I don't you're clearly a talented actor, so you could just be lying to me right now.
Yeah,
And he makes it final, and it's really
it's-
heartbreaking for him. Like he's devastated.
Yeah, and even though he's like, as we were saying before, he's got the TV show, he can only see his kids.
Yeah.
Then you got the
That's right,
scene
it's when
because like
we
where
get-
Sally Field's looking for a new nanny. They
Yeah.
just like get like going through nannies. You got the one who's like, I won't do this, I don't do that, and
Yeah, I don't do cooking, I don't do cleaning, I don't do laundry, yada yada yada. You're basically fucking useless. Get out of my house.
yeah.
And that's how this movie gets serious again. Like from the beginning
Yeah.
when it's divorce, that's where it starts to get like, very serious again.
The ending of this movie is very serious.
Yeah.
Teaches
all
you
the
a
goofy
lesson,
comedy.
son.
Yeah, but then you got obviously they see Mrs. Doubtfire on the TV.
Well, they hear her on the. Well, they're talking about her like as if she was a real person, and even Sally Fields gets caught up in it. Like, yeah, she was amazing. She's like, no, she's not real. She was never
It's
real.
sort of like it's had an effect on them. Like,
Yeah, like it psychologically has messed with them. So they hear his voice on TV.
or Mrs.
And-
Doubtfire's voice.
He's got a TV show now. They made it into a TV show. 'Cause
Yeah.
Of course they did. It's fantastic. As a kid, I wish that it became an actual show.
Yeah, even though this was my first time watching it, if like this was like a real show of like Mrs. Doubtfire being sort of like this Mr. Rogers type TV presenter,
Yeah, it
children's
was.
show, I would watch it.
It's basically a Mr. Rogers setup, which is fantastic.
Won't you be my Doubtfire? Can't wait for that documentary.
Sally Fields, she comes to the studio.
Set.
I don't know who let her in, but she gets in.
Yeah, but then he's got to take off the makeup first, and then you got this. It's honestly
Yeah.
It's a brilliantly shot scene, in all honesty, of like them on the sound stage.
Well, they start arguing again, and they're like, "Why are we arguing? We're not together anymore. There's no
Yeah,
point."
because then you got Robin Williams saying that I can.
Yeah, you
only
took
see
my kids from me,
and I can
Yeah.
only see them being monitored, and you know what that's
like when I hug my kids, they start wondering why I'm hugging my
Yeah.
kid.
It's honestly, it's tragic. Mrs. Doubtfire is a tragedy for the ages.
It is. They eventually come to an agreement, and so
That's
they
sort of like
they do
another
this
thing,
they do
like,
this reveal.
sort of like off screen, how they sort of like
Yeah. Well, they kind of have a look at each other before it cuts to Sally Field saying, "Well, here's the new nanny. Let's go and meet her." Opens the door, and it's their dad.
Yeah.
She decided that it's better for them to be with their father than with some random nanny, and he's clearly improved himself, even though what he did was really fucked up. But then the kids go off with Robin, but that's not the end of the movie. Sally, I'm going to read this whole thing, so if you have anything to say,
Wait,
say it
yeah,
now.
we forgot the great bit where Mrs. Doubtfire is on the TV.
I'm going to read this whole monologue, so...
Yeah, go ahead, it's a great monologue.
Sally Field, she looks back, and the show, Mrs. Doubtfire show, is on TV, and they're doing a letter thing, kind of like...
Yeah, the funny thing is, like, the previous presenter is now the mailman.
Yeah, now he's like Mr. McFeely from Mr. Rogers. So, Mrs. Doubtfire, she gets a letter saying, from this girl named Katie. It's like, my brother says we're not a real family anymore because our parents aren't together. So, this is the most heartfelt part of the film, and like pretty much sums up the whole movie, puts a nice little bow on it. So here we go. "Oh, my dear Katie, you know some parents..." Sorry. Irish Mrs. Doubtfire is here.
No, they're in the Irish Mrs. Doubtfire.
Hoity-toity-toity. Oh, my dear Katie.
This is
the Irish spin-off of Mrs. Doubtfire here. So he says, "Oh, my dear Katie, you know some parents, when they are angry, they get along much better when they don't live together. They don't fight all the time, and they can't become bitter people. And they can become better people. And much better mummies and daddies for you. And sometimes they get back together, and sometimes they don't, dear. And if they don't blame yourself. Just because they don't love each other anymore doesn't mean they don't love you. There are all sorts of different families, Katie. Some families have one mummy, some families have one daddy, some families have two daddies." Or two families. "And some children live with their uncle or aunt, some live with their grandparents, and some children live with foster parents. And some live in separate homes, in separate neighborhoods, in different areas of the country. And they may not see each other every day, or week, or month, even years at a time. But if there's love, dear, those are the ties that bind, and you'll find a family in your heart forever. All my love to you, Poppet. You're going to be all right. Bye-bye." That shit hits hard.
Yeah, it does, honestly.
Mrs. Doubtfire ending monologue hits different.
That's the kids would say. Yes, about rap music now. Yes, it hits different.
That's as the kids would say. Mrs. Doubtfire hits different, dog.
Yeah, that did most stuff. Oh, that hits different. Yeah, you know, I think I made an album since 2004. It's ridiculous.
But yeah, that's Mrs. Doubtfire. It's a comedy, but it's also very grounded and loving, and it's just a fantastic film.
It's honestly like the definitive Robin Williams performance as well. Like, as I was saying before, it's the performance that encapsulates him the most, with like all his voices, the physical comedy, and everything. It's just,
it helps personify him as one of the greatest of all time. Robin Williams is goated.
There we go. Wow, we can go.
That one's for Ethan.
W in the chat for Robin Williams right now.
Can we get a goat in the chat right now for Robin?
Oh no.
So, final thoughts and ratings from you guys?
I was
mean-
honestly not. Oh, you go first. Sorry.
No, you gotta go start. You
Somebody
got what to
fucking
say.
go.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I'll go first. Screw it. As I was saying before, this was my first time watching it. I probably only saw like bits and pieces of it on TV. Yeah,
Something
just
you'd
like
rewatch?
honestly, it was a great time. It was funny. It was heartfelt, and you obviously got the Robin Williams being excellent in it, him being him essentially, which is obviously a treat to watch. Aside from like maybe like the nitpicks with like the characters disappearing and a bit of that. Aside from that, I think it's a great movie. 4 out of 5. It's a little hot.
Not my first time saying this. Probably not the last time. I'll be watching it. I think the first time watching Miss Doubtfire is like the most special. It's like that's like the best watch you could possibly have because like, I mean, because you don't know like everything that's gonna happen and whatnot. Like it's funny. It's like everything. Like, it is on your first watch. Rewatches. It's still like a pleasant time and whatnot. I think I'm going my 4 out of 5 rating still. I think it's still a really great time overall. Robin, one of the greats still. It's always gets sad. Like obviously you can laugh at him or whatnot still, but at the same time makes you sad. You know whatnot. How much of a talent he was and how he went out. Yeah, it's not the last movie we'd be doing, but good stuff.
I love Mrs. Doubtfire. 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, 100 out of 100.
Okay.
Plus.
Yeah, you're bringing
plus.
100 of 100 to your favorite movie.
Put a little heart in the letterbox. It's one of my favorite films of all time, and it always will be.
Nice.
Thanks for picking it out for this episode, I guess.
I also picked the next one.
Another one of your favorites as well.
Oh, I love this next. This movie is way more of a comedy than Mrs. Doubtfire.
This is just an outright comedy as
like
well.
straight
Oh,
comedy.
really?
Yeah.
I think Miss Doubt. I mean, it's
Just in, like,
funny.
in terms of like, I guess sort of saying like Mrs. Doubtfire is obviously a comedy, but it's also got that like heartfelt family splitting up story, which is sort of like the real heart of it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Birdcage is just an outright comedy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what it like relies on.
So yeah, Birdcage, released in 1996, so after Mrs. Doubtfire. It was directed by Mike Nichols. I don't know.
Guy directed
Starring-
one of my favorite films, The Graduate.
Mike Nichols, whatever.
Mike
Yeah.
Nichols. I forgot to write it
Whatever,
down.
yeah.
I was trying to remember what it was.
Yeah.
I just wrote
And
down
then-
Mike, and I was trying to remember the last name.
And written by Elan May, who directed movies like A New Leaf, whatnot. Yeah.
Starring Robin Williams, of course, because this is Robin Williams month. Nathan Lane, Gene Hackman, and Diane Wiest.
Great cast, by the way. Just gonna put that out
Fantastic
there.
cast.
This is and Hank Azaria as well.
Yeah.
So should
So-
we mention that this is a remake of a French film that none of us have seen?
Nor will we probably ever see.
I didn't know it was a remake.
I don't really see a point of watching that version when we have the superior version.
Well, the thing is, like, we don't know like how similar the two are. Just sort of putting
Yeah.
that out there.
I was
Apparently
noticing
it was-
that when I was watching the credits and stuff like that. Oh, that's interesting. I'm never going to watch it, though.
Yeah, apparently it was a trilogy as well. There were 2 other films afterwards.
Oh, God.
So we could have if there's some alternate
Epilon
universe
dans
where
douce Birdcage.
those got remade as well with Robin Williams and Nathan Lane, which I would totally
Fan-
watch, by the way.
Fantastic pair.
Yeah, they are excellent together in this movie. You know, it's sort of funny because Robin Williams is sort of playing the more like grounded, like down to earth
Grounded.
character.
It's weird
out of the
hearing him
pair.
swear in this film. He swears a lot in the film.
Yeah, but then you got Nathan Lane, who's sort of like playing the what you would expect to be the more Robin Williams type character. At
Yes.
the same time, he makes it his own and
Mhm.
is by far the funniest out of the.
Kind of just plays the same
Screaming.
character as
Yeah.
his character in Modern Family a little bit. Like at
What?
1,000 though.
No, what's I didn't get.
I
Oh,
barely watched Modern
yeah.
Family,
Yeah,
so-
it's his character from Modern Family, Pepper Saltzman, I think is a fucking ridiculous name. If he was
in
that character cranked up to 1,000.
I forgot that he was in Modern Family. Yeah, was he?
Yeah.
Was he also like related to Cameron Mitchell, the gay couple in that?
Yeah, he's one of their friends.
Oh yeah, makes total sense. Yes.
So
Oh my
Well,
you
God.
Nathan Gay-
Birdcage and,
Nathan Gay.
Modern Family
Nathan-
take place in the same universe.
Maybe. Nathan Lane is actually gay in real life.
Yes, because in
Yeah.
the Criterion Closet video, I'm not sure if you know what those are. Like people going into this closet for Criterion Blu-rays to pick ones out, talk about them. For Nathan Lane video, like one of the first things he says, I'm in the closet. He's like, I can make a ton of jokes right now, but I won't. Yeah.
We'll do a
Boom.
Criterion Closet episode, by the way, where we'll just film ourselves at our DVD shelves and
Oh yeah, we do our own like MTV Cribs and we show off our Blu-ray collection. Well, Simon already
Yeah.
has. He's
I've
already done like
that.
a whole Blu-ray.
I've already
yeah,
done a
That's
6-parter, baby.
True.
yeah.
So the movie kicks off. We go, we are family, even though Ethan's fatter than me.
Okay, now you're fat shaming me. That's the part where the fat American. Oh, haha, get it. Here we go.
So that's
yeah,
a good
we-
dynamic.
Yeah, they're it's like a sweeping shot over Palm Beach, I believe.
Yeah, it's very much Palm. It
or
very much
South Beach.
reminds
No, they're
me
South
of,
Beach.
very much reminds me of that location in Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Where you
Yes,
start off in-
I'm so
Very
glad
much
you
so.
said that. It reminds me of that vibe. Yes.
Yeah,
in
we get the
Tommy
sweeping
Vassetti
shot
somewhere
starring.
around. Vassetti somewhere in that club.
Mm-hmm. Gay Tony's Club. We get the sweeping shot over the ocean, cast, yada yada, and then we get the Birdcage logo.
Which is
Yeah,
the
so it's a
nightclub.
it's a gay. Well, it's not a gay club. It's a drag club. Non-gay people can be in the club. It's not.
The specifics. It's the people that want to be there. Yes.
Yeah. Nathan Lane. He goes full gay in this film.
Yes, he goes like, oh my god,
Like,
yes, yes.
And he has,
and
he has
everything,
some
yeah.
of the best line
Yes.
delivery as well. Just like one bit
Yeah.
that, because this is my second watch, one bit that cracks me up later on in the film when they're like redoing the apartment and like they're trying to keep Nathan Lane out because they don't want him to like pick up on it, and he goes in and he just, there's that great bit where he screams and he goes, "Ah, we've been robbed."
Yeah. Also,
And-
Hank Azaria is here.
Yeah, he's
Simpsons, voice of Moe and other characters.
which are probably
Also
not even on
in the
show
Godzilla,
anymore.
first American Godzilla film. That first Godzilla film had a lot of Simpsons voice actors in it for some
Yeah,
reason.
wasn't like Marge's voice actor also in there?
Yeah, she's in it. The guy who plays like the news anchor, he's in it. It's really strange. I was like, "Where's Dan Castellaneta?"
It's a Simpsons reunion.
Yeah, very odd. Very odd.
I want Marge versus Godzilla if that ever becomes a thing.
I'm sure Disney is in works of it right now.
Take that, Godzilla.
So what happens is Nathan Lane, he's like hysterical because he thinks Robin is cheating on him because he finds wine and stuff all over the
Like,
place.
he only drinks red or something.
Yeah, and he found white wine. It's like, no, we don't drink white wine, kind of thing.
You got Robin Williams coming up, just trying to calm her down so she can go. He can go on.
Yeah, 'cause he's the star of the show.
Yeah. And what's the line again? It's like, ever since I met you, I became this and that, and I got short. And he's like, I made you short.
Made you short.
And then he like goes on back on the back, going, ah!
Yeah, he gets hysterical again.
Yeah.
He starts shaving his
but-
chest. He's like, "You're shaving your chest now?" Well, I didn't have time to wax. Okay.
This we're just gonna put that out there. This is a really funny movie.
It is. It's like mile a minute joke after joke after joke kind of thing. Especially
Yeah.
at probably like the last half hour, just like Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh yes,
It's
the
just
dinner
like joke.
is amazing, but we'll get to that. That's all like when the movie really like takes off.
I really want to know Ethan's opinion because this is Ethan's first watch of the film.
Yeah,
I knew you liked Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah, I
Plus,
still
he loves
do.
The
Yes.
Graduate. You love The Graduate as well, right?
Oh,
This is the same
absolutely, absolutely
director.
love The Graduate. Yes, it's a promising setup. Director of Graduate and Elin May writing it, and Nathan Lane, Robin Williams together. Like it's really promising too. That setup.
I love my Blu-ray of this film, like
It's all
the
pink.
the pink, and like they're
Yeah,
sitting
the
in the
pink.
sun.
Yeah,
it's
it's really
great.
I
nice.
kind of like the original poster a bit more, of like them just like sort of standing outside.
Oh, they're all
and-
standing in front of the Birdcage,
Yeah.
like club. And that one's
Yeah.
good too.
Yeah, plus we got that great Photoshop you did of Ethan and
That's why you like it.
MCP and yeah.
Yeah. You can put that up if you want. I don't care.
Yeah, I'll put it up. Here you go. Wow, what a great
Yay.
poster this is.
There it is.
Wow, look at myself. I look so gay.
Look
it's
at
so
my
great.
mustache. My mustache,
I
just
know.
like Robin's in the film.
Look at your hairy chest. Wow, I shipped that
I
couple.
would love to see another remake starring these two.
Oh God!
Yes, we need to make it happen. It's the Simon
Yeah,
King.
him towering over me.
Yeah, Nathan Lane, except he's just tall.
Yeah,
Yes.
except he's a
Yes,
he's like
sorry.
massive man.
Yeah, you place the line. It's like I made you short. It's like I made you tall instead.
I made you tall. When I first met you, I was a reasonable height. I made you tall.
And now I'm the slender man.
You need to throw that poster up too.
Yes,
Oh, God.
it's all of Ethan photoshops of me. Yes.
Yeah. So the plot. They finally get Nathan Lane up on stage. He starts doing his performance and everything. He's playing to the crowd, doing his thing. And then you're thinking just like, oh, is Robin actually cheating on Nathan? Because
No, that's sort of in the background.
Yeah, he kicks Cesare out of the house. He's like, "Go away."
Yeah, because like,
Please.
he's just like sort of like trying to like get like a, I guess like a performance happening, and he's just like, come back when
Yeah,
you got talent.
He's like their maid kind of thing, and he wants an audition to be in the Birdcage show.
Yeah,
He just keeps telling me, he's like, if you
Williams
had
is just-
talent, I would give you an audition.
Yeah.
So he
Then
kicks
this
him
is
out.
sort of
He
like
starts.
where the main dilemma of the movie comes in because their
Yeah.
son comes back.
Yeah, his son. Like at first, they play it off like, are these two actually having an affair, kind of thing, which is really funny. And it's like, and then they reveal it's his son and all this stuff, and yeah, they start talking, and he tells his he's only 20 years old, I believe.
Doesn't look
20,
funny.
yes.
Doesn't look. Yeah, no, I was gonna say he does
Yeah.
not look 20. Looks like he's
Very weird
30.
No, he looks about 20.
Okay.
Okay, never mind. I'm
What
wrong.
20
Okay,
year
here
olds
we
have you
go.
been talking
Here we
to?
go. I don't know. Bjork or somebody? I don't know. You guys? No. Yes, it looks like Sod. Yes, they confirmed.
I do
This
not
guy
look
is
like I'm
Sod.
20. I don't look like I'm 30,
Yes,
No,
alright?
Saad looks like he's still in high school, my guy.
Oh, leave me alone. I already get enough of that where I have to show my ID to buy stuff.
You gotta in Australia. You have to show your ID to buy anything. Government order. Oh, what do you need this bread for, buddy? Trying to feed your family or something? Show me that ID.
Yeah, I just need that to feed my family, man.
Oh, you
Show my
want
voice.
bread that doesn't have spiders in it? I'm gonna have to show me that ID, bud.
I'll send you some spider-filled bread, Ethan.
Show me.
Please,
Send him
no,
some
don't.
bread in the shape of a spider.
No, I would.
Yeah,
I, would
cut it out.
I have a coma. I was just going to just shock.
Get like some
Yeah, you-
dinner rolls and put some licorice in the side of it. Some
No, it's like
raisins as
no.
eyes.
If you also gave me a card, you open the card and put the SpongeBob ending credit song. I get like PTSD. I'm just freaking out against stuff like I guess a kid.
So there's a hyper-realistic drawing of a spider.
Please no, it's not happening.
Oh god.
Okay, anyway, back to the movie. We're sort of going on a bit of a tangent here.
Oh yes, SpongeBob.
Yeah,
listen
his son
to
tells him he
last
wants to get
episode.
married. He doesn't want his son to get married because he's too young and all that. His son goes to bed and Robin's still in that chair. Nathan Lane gets back. He's like, "Oh, you are cheating on me, you bastard!"
He's like,
He's
no,
like,
look in the bedroom.
no,
Our
it's my
son's back.
son. It's Val. Yeah. He's like, oh, why didn't you tell me? Like just being
Yeah,
really
you sort of like get an idea of
hysterical.
you sort of get an idea of like their dynamic as a family.
Yeah.
Obviously, like Nathan Lane, obviously very much cares for his son, and
They say that later. Like basically, Robin and Nathan Lane raised Val.
yeah, like
So, yeah.
Robin Williams is like his biological father.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously they cut to the next morning, and they sort of, do they cut to the conservative family?
Mm-hmm. Hackman.
Yes, they're also hilarious as
Ethan would
well.
appreciate that.
For what?
Hackman.
Yeah, it's like they're okay.
Hit it a miss.
The South Park episode, the stem cells.
I don't remember that at all. What it was season was it season 3 or 4? How early was this? I don't remember this.
No, I think it was like season 6 or something.
I do not remember that at all. I'm sorry. Not like an asshole now. Not laughing at your joke. Jesus Christ. His name is Hacking It. I thought that'd be more funny because like we talk about people with hacks.
He's not a
Okay.
hack.
I'm the
He's
asshole.
fantastic in this.
I know.
Fantastic actor in general, but yeah,
yes,
this
I'm
is
not
just
shitting on him.
He's honestly
I like
hilarious
Gene
in
Hackman.
this.
I like, yes, he plays his role as like the conservative like politician perfectly. Yes, he's made to do this.
What makes it funny is just like sort of how straight he plays it, but at the same time, just how like
ridiculous he is. Like
the
these
thing about
politicians that we
the
are.
conservative family is like they're not like over the top and like being like homophobic or racist or anything. They're just like extremely ignorant.
He does say some choice words about the African Americans.
Yeah, true, but like it's all like it's only like one scene by memory, isn't it?
Well,
Yeah, I'm not saying like that. I'm not saying they're like innocent or anything. Like obviously they are.
But he is not innocent. Like his wife is kind of like a bystander in this. She's very oblivious to everything, and his daughter is just kind of there.
Yeah,
like,
but you got the scene where because Gene Hackman's like the vice president of like the coalition or something.
Moral coalition. Yeah.
Yeah, and
basically white people.
Yeah, and the president of the organization. What was it?
He's found dead with an underage black prostitute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then the daughter says that she's gonna get married, and I guess I'm just more referring this to like the wife because she's sort of like, oh, this will be great. It'll be a great way to get our like image cleaned up. We'll have a great big white wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just more how like blissfully unaware.
Yeah.
What they're even saying.
She's very oblivious to the situation.
And they even put the Billy Idol song "White Wedding" at least once throughout this movie, so that was bullshit. Okay, so y'all don't get my reference either. Okay, wow, okay.
No,
I was trying to.
This is
Yeah, I was trying to make a
your
joke.
References are off the chain.
You
have the best references, bro.
Talking about an extremely funny movie here, and now jokes are bombing like.
Yes, the Billy Idol song is a classic. I can't believe y'all don't know that. Listen to her music, Jesus Christ.
Billie
Anyways,
Eilish.
No, God, no. This were remade, sure. She getting this shit.Moving on, back to the plot. I'm sorry, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
I didn't really write much notes for this because I was just kind of enjoying it.
Yes,
I wrote down one note because I just wanted to watch it, just like y'all were.
You only wrote down one note.
What's the one note should share with us right now?
Yeah, share your note.
I wrote down Val's mother asked Robin, when did he get so hairy? And this is the part again where they have to establish how hairy he is. And that's the only note I took down.
Yeah.
They make a joke about that in a MST3K episode for a movie called Werewolf. And they showed the werewolf, and it's like a crow or server, or like he's hairier than Robin Williams. This reminds me of that too. That
like
joke.
Anytime Family Guy tries to make fun of him, it's like, I'm Robin Williams. Haha, very funny,
We're
Seth.
not mentioning
very funny.
Let's not mention
we get it.
Seth here.
Please don't. Yeah.
Month.
Yeah.
Can only have
About
good
very
things.
funny comedian.
Yeah,
Well,
the conservative family are gonna go to Miami Beach
to meet.
to meet the parents. That's the setup.
Yeah, it's meet the parents.
Yeah, so but at first
The-
Gene Hackman's like very much, oh, you're too young to get married and not right now because I'm in the middle of a scandal.
Yeah.
And obviously, like the press is outside their house.
Oh yeah, just swarm the house, and he has to use like a ladder to get
Yeah, the
in.
great gag of him like going in through the window, and then another great gag where he's like going back out the window, and the wife comes in and goes, "Oh no!" Like,
Yeah, they think he's gonna kill himself.
yeah. But then, yeah, the press catch him like trying to leave, and
Yeah, he's
just,
coming
like,
down the ladder, and
yeah, he just
they're
says a
all
bunch
in
of,
his
like,
backyard.
yeah, he just says a bunch of bullshit to like deflect it, and he does like the Nixon peace thing.
Yeah, we are deeply saddened by the things coming to light.
Yeah. But yeah, back to the so Val tells like his I think it's just Robin Williams that family's really conservative and I want to have like you to meet them here, but at the same time I don't want Nathan Lane to be around essentially, and I also want to redecorate your house, which is sort of like it didn't really make the character that likable. He's sort of a bit of an asshole.
He's not really likable until the end of the film, where he redeems himself.
Yeah, where he's just sort of like
Kinda.
it's sort of like a bit out of nowhere. Sort of a bit feels
He
a
does
bit
put his
forced.
dad through a lot.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, sort of doesn't really make him a likable character.
Like, his dad is in a homosexual relationship with Nathan Lane. The parents of the girl he wants to marry are crazy
All right,
Republicans.
conservatives. Yeah,
Yeah, who don't support gay marriage and all this.
basically they're just like stereotypical.
Stereotypical Republican, yeah.
As I was saying before, aside from like a few choice words, Gene Hackman says they're just mostly oblivious to everything, which definitely like plays off like in the dinner scene. They
Oh,
actually
yeah.
meet. Yeah, but even like Robin Williams is like, I'm not sure if I can say the word. He's like, I know what
He calls
I am.
himself, he refers to himself, and Nathan Lane also says it, I believe. Fag.
Yeah, you must think it's might as well say it. Yeah, he calls himself a fag. Yes.
He's like, I'm not saying it. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I don't like to say
Here gets the
mean
part.
words.
They say it a few times throughout the film.
I know it's funny in that context, but I just don't.
So you'll say
feel comfortable
retarded,
saying
but
it.
you won't say fag.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
God
Wow.
damn
What a
it.
hypocrite. Wow. Good
Oh, leave
point.
me
Big
alone.
hypocrite.
Can we get
Leave
the
me alone.
Can we get the the fag count?
Oh God, I'm not gonna be fake.
The fake count.
We're not doing that.
That's funny. It can mean different things. Okay, not being homophobic. Okay.
Used to mean cigarettes.
Yeah,
Yes,
like a cigarette butt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Give him a fag.
Yeah.
There we
Like,
go. Hey, there we go. Yes.
Well, send you old-fashioned cigarettes.
Well, a lot of people here call them darts.
Yeah, but there used to be apparently this is a story I found, a bit of a side tangent. There used to be a olive like brand called Fags at one point, and they were basically like fake cigarettes. Now they're called fads.
There is
Wow.
there's a sausage, like something maple wurst fag sausage.
Oh,
That's very fitting.
Mhm. Well,
If you have
it
gay
actually-
family,
it
if you have
actually,
gay family members,
it
good for the
doesn't refer to
sausage.
gay people anymore. It refers to annoying motorcyclers.
Oh yes, it's very
South
true.
Park- more South
Yes,
Park
okay.
references.
I get that reference. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, or the a Guitar Hero episode like really lost said, "You are fags." What's so
No, they win. They like set the high score. It's like congratulations.
Yes. Yeah.
Anyway, back to the movie. So, This is the bit where Robin Williams is like trying to like keep like Nathan Lane outside and like keep him distracted.
Well,
Like, for-
we're skipping ahead. There's not a lot to the movie, but there's a lot going on.
Yeah, that's all like.
So after Lane finds out that Val is there, what he does is he goes out into the market, and we get more of his character.
So,
Like he's
yeah,
he's
him
just
being-
trying to
he's
like
great
he's
to
just kind of
watch, by
living
the way.
life. Yeah, you did skip over like one of the best scenes. Well,
Oh my god.
we get that really good like breakfast scene and stuff, which is really funny. Just like those four characters interacting with each other, because Hank Azaria is there too.
Yeah.
And you just kind of see how like Nathan Lane's character really cares for Val. Like he's basically his son too.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
Like they raised him and all that, but we get another like we get the scene where Val is trying to tell Robin Williams that her parents are coming down, or they're going to be coming down. And that he's like a massive Republican, and he's like this representative for like the moral obligation coalition. It's something really silly.
Yeah, it's
that,
like an stereotypical over the top title.
He's trying to. It's like we gotta change some things up, but before he can even talk to him, Nathan Lane is doing his rehearsals with this guy, and he's going all
chewing
out.
gum.
Yeah, and then Robin's trying to like tell the new guy this is what you need to go fussy, gram.
Yeah, that's probably like the most like Robin Williams thing Robin Williams does in this movie.
Yeah,
yeah, by far. That's why I've seen like that part in particular because of how Robert Williams it is.
Yeah, I think that scene is like in all the trailers of him doing the handshakes and all that.
I like the clips, yeah.
But yeah, he finally gets his attention. He tells him this is what we have to do. And Robin's like, no, that's bullshit. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna hide who I am from these assholes.
Yeah.
Which is
Still,
which
Val
is true.
gets his
Like
way.
he shouldn't have to, just because his son wants to marry some woman.
Yeah, that is.
You can't trust probably.
Yeah, like his son really is kind of like the bad guy of the film.
Yeah, he is the villain.
He is the Mrs. Doubtfire of this film, confirmed.
Mm-hmm. So Robin thinks about it and eventually agrees.
Eventually agree. Like it's very like
reluctantly.
hesitant.
He reluctantly goes along with it. And then they start talking about what they're gonna do with Nathan Lane's character.
That's sort of like where Val for me pushes like from being like kind of a dick to being like a full on unlikable prick.
Oh yeah, because like we said, this guy helped raise you, and now you're just gonna get rid of him.
He basically like acts like ashamed of him almost.
Yeah, which sucks.
I feel like there could be like a better balance, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, I guess.
We cut back.
I guess it's very difficult to do. Like, have like a character have that motivation and still be somewhat likable.
We cut back to like the bride's parents and them trying to deal with the whole. He's a senator. He is a senator, and they're trying to deal with this whole scandal thing. And as you said, the press is all around their house, so they decide to go up to South Beach.
Yeah, just to meet the
Palm
parents.
Beach or South Beach? That Robin
it's
is
just
in.
Miami. It's just Miami.
It's just South Beach, it said.
Okay, so yeah, Palm Beach is the respectable part of it, and then South Beach is like the party, like dicks and like pussy everywhere kind of thing.
Yeah, but so, as we said before, they're going to have a big white red wedding.
Yeah. And he tells a lie. He says they're going to go stay in like their family cabin or something like that to.
But also the daughter lies as well, like saying like the family's from like Greece or something, and
yeah, yeah, to like explain away their eccentricness.
Yeah,
yeah.
So about like how all the lies like lead to like all the like bizarre comedy situations. It's great.
After we get that great ladder bit,
like the kids are like also like are the ones that like sort of cause all the problems, really.
Oh yeah, and then like everyone else has to deal with the consequences of it.
Yeah.
But after we get that great ladder bit of Hackman on the ladder,
doing
talking to the press. they go back in and they're like, damn it. And one of the press guys, he's talking to
Yeah, this really sleazy
the
looking
driver,
guy.
yeah, like
He's them
fat,
off and he's like,
disgusting.
where they going?
Yeah, he's like, I'll give you money. You tell me, he's like, oh, they're going to South Beach.
Okay,
Yada yada.
That's one thing. Since Val's such a dickhead, instead of calling by his actual name, can you call him Ethan? Like we did for the last kid. Val is
No, we'll call him
No, we
Val.
like
Oh,
it.
I gave him his
wow.
name from the beginning.
Wow. Okay.
Despite what you think, this isn't the Ethan. We all shit on Ethan podcast.
Yeah, we barely shat on you today.
I know.
It's
I'm
like-
proud of y'all. Thank you.
It's like
We've been
it's like-
taking sensitivity courses, so we wouldn't believe you on
Yeah.
the podcast.
and now Ethan's going. Why aren't they shitting on me anymore?
Yeah, that's why he's so
I know,
silent.
I
He's
told
like,
that- yes.
he's like, I broke down all these comebacks and they're not coming at me.
What a bizarre dynamic this is. Bizarre,
Yeah.
Yes.
domestic
He,
abuse
that's why
What's
he's,
the
he's
relationship.
show?
so quiet.
Yes.
He doesn't know what to do. He didn't write down any notes. He was just
I don't-
writing down like snappy comebacks to
Yeah,
you
it's
and me.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this is gonna be so good when they say this. I'll say this.
He's like,
and that, and then
I'll
they'll
get him
say-
good. This will be a real leg slapper.
Also,
12
Kirk
of our
Cameron's
subscribers
there
would love
next to
this
you,
one.
like looking over your comebacks, going, "Yeah, I like that one. That's also good." Needs
Like,
more
but-
price though.
Besides laughing at my own pain, like, but at 3 a.m., in my room, just silence, all around me, just writing down, like, yeah, that'll get him this time. A dumbass Canadian and silly Australian, I'll get him.
They're like, ha, you drink maple syrup and ha, you like Vegemite.
I've got like 4 Jason Dean on y'all. Yes.
And then it gets really serious. He's like, don't forget the country that has the nukes, baby.
This is America.
America. A superpowered nation, baby.
I just say that. I just said number 1 country in the last episode. It is the number 1 country after everyone else.
USA, USA, USA.
Oh, I'll ask you.
Losing
About
it.
that, okay, the Rangers and Oilers game. The Rangers beat
Oh, fuck
Edmonton.
off.
That's it.
Why are we talking about sports?
That's it. That's why we got bringing up. Like shitting on me. I guess shit on y'all. You know why? Because my team, New York Rangers, they beat the Edmonton Stinky Oilers 4-1. Oilers have had a shit season so far, and I love that
I
so
don't
much.
care about what team won. I don't care about sports.
They don't have
Okay.
hockey in Australia, mate.
Oh, we do.
I
Except
guess
it's not even
not.
on ice.
Yeah, they play it
Do
with
it on
didgeridoos.
Yeah, we use big didgeridoos and play
Smacking
on, like,
the puck with the
in the
didgeridoo
desert.
on the dirt. There,
we're-
are you
we're
satisfied?
very bad, man.
Are you
Yes.
happy?
I am, yes. Screw the Oilers. That's what I'm saying right here.
New
Edmonton-
Simon.
Yeah, this is
Simon
like a
versus the
bizarre
podcast
segment.
sports edition coming soon.
Yes.
I'm gonna bring up
Please.
stat lines and everything.
So can we
We'll
talk about the funny movie we were talking about before?
No,
I
because
thought
Ethan
talk
probably
about
didn't find it
hockey.
funny.
Oh.
I did. I laughed, dumbass. Like the scene. We'll get to it. Like the scene for Robert Williams and Nathan Lane, he's like spreading butter on the toast. I was laughing. That was funny. He's like,
I'll
ah,
have
he's
you
like,
know,
don't
I
get mad.
lulled at the film.
I sure did. I was well
indeed
timed.
laughed my ass off.
Until I typed laugh out loud in chat. I was laughing at this movie.
Okay,
Like,
good.
think about the scene. Yes, I liked it.
That's a laughing
Ah,
emoji then.
So, well, Val, Robin are like preparing for the arrival. We get like many scenes of Gene Hackman and his family. Diane Weist,
Driving
and I don't know
over.
the girl.
I
Yeah,
forgot
they're
the
driving.
actor's
like
name.
we get like some car scenes here and there. He's like, we can't stop at all, like even to piss, or they'll see
Yeah.
us.
And you still got the press that one sleazy press guy following them.
Yeah, and then Gene Hackman notices it. He takes over driving.
Yeah, and
And
he
he
just
takes
like
a
this is
hard
such
turn.
a sudden turn.
Yeah.
And the way that's like shot is like, well, I'm not sure if it's like the editing or something. Just the way that looks is just really funny.
Yeah, it's great. So while all that's going on, Robin is trying to get like rid of Nathan Lane, have him go away for like one
yeah,
night.
just for vacation or something. It's
Yeah.
like, you can have a vacation. It's like,
It's like, yeah, you look
It's-
tired.
as
You should
as we
you
were
should take a
saying, like
break.
Nathan Lane's just sort of like not picking up on it as well, which
Yeah,
makes
he's
it
like-
funny.
Tired means I look fat.
But then
You're like, he's like me in a way. He's very self-conscious about his weight. I can understand that.
God damn it! It's not always about you, Ethan.
Oh.
Yes, I want to make it about me. This is why Creep Show is the best episode, because I picked that movie and we had a great time. It's like by far the best episode we've ever done.
Creep Show.
No, it deserves to be brought up.
Episode.
It is. This is by far the best episode we've ever done so far. Still,
No, I don't think the best episode we've ever done is the 2025 episode.
Oh my god! I'm sick of hearing about 2025.
Hey, you'll get more 2025 in February. Joke's on you. Spoiler for the 3 people that listen to this.
All right, Mott.
I know, Mott.
Bring back my trauma to haunt me. It's like some sort of playing. I'm not going to play your game. I'm not a pawn in your games.
Okay, well, you brought up that jump scare video in the last episode. That spooked me.
All right, we gotta get back to this movie because we still got like half a movie left.
Drama.
I love this. I love going off topic like this. It's great because I get to talk.
So what they're doing is they're taking all the gay stuff out of the house, kind of thing. Yeah. So like, there's a lot of penises everywhere.
No, not Nathan. Val's going, oh, take that out, and obviously, like, because like all the statues like have
it's a giant statue of Neptune. Yeah, just cock statues everywhere.
Little statue on the on the cabinet as well.
Yeah,
it's just like he just turns it around and he's like, there, fixed.
And it's just a giant ass.
Yeah. Yeah, they're
so they start
redecorating the apartment. And,
getting rid of all that.
It's my favorite bit in the movie when Nathan Lane comes in and goes, "We've been wrong."
Well, no. First, we get the scene with the moose head, and he's like, Val's like, "Only take stuff away. Don't add anything." It's like, because they have like all the gay guys from the drag club, helping them redecorate and stuff, and they put up a giant moose head.
Yeah.
But then, well, no, because we get the scene like they're having like a day out with each other. Like Robin's trying to do everything to make sure he doesn't get back to the apartment.
Him as well, and he's like, faking an injury, and
he's like, "Oh, my toe!" Oh. He's like going up the stairs, limping and like falling down.
Yeah,
and then like Nathan, he finally gets back. He's like, ah! He just does the scream. It's great.
And
it's
plus, you got the bit where another bit where Val acts like a prick. He's like, "Oh, it will be back the way it is when you get back."
Get back? Was I going somewhere?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then that's where they find out that they were trying to get rid of him.
Nathan Lane, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So he goes off.
Then
mad.
We get the next sort of like, I guess, segment where they're trying to teach Robin Williams is trying to like teach Nathan Lane how to act manly.
Yeah, it's just like
yes. Instead of sending him away, their plan is to play him off as Val's uncle.
Yeah, and it's like, Uncle Al, you serious?
Yeah. So they're trying to make him act like more manly and stuff. So we get the we'll saddle up your horse, Pilgrim, and get on walking.
Yeah, John. What's the manliest thing you can think of? John Wayne.
You get to like the cowboy hat. A little
easier.
Yes.
He starts doing the walk, and it's like the gayest walk you ever done.
Plus, you got that woman on the side just watching.
Yeah, they keep walking past this old lady, and she's just all right. Yeah, it's another day, and
it's just normal.
But he puts like the little sun hat on, and he starts like sashaying, but he's still doing the gay walk. So you get more of him trying to be manly, like.
Yeah, just like a bunch of good gags.
Talking about like the dolphins and stuff.
Butter. Like he starts spreading the butter, he actually cuts himself. It's like just scream again. It's so good.
So then you got that bit where Robin Williams encounters the one guy sitting down. And he gets up and he's like, "Oh, okay." Yeah,
Lane bumps into him.
Yeah.
And Lane's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." He's like, "Oh, it's okay." And then Robin goes over to him. He's like, "We got a problem here." Yeah. And the guy gets up and knocks Robin out.
And then that's Ethan.
Yeah, that's Ethan.
Yes.
That's Ethan in 20 years.
So yeah, Robin gets knocked out, and I think are we missing anything? Because I think that's the bit where they go back to the apartment. It's like redecorated and everything.
Yeah. And
Then
Hank Azaria, he gets rid of
Yeah.
the moose head and just puts a giant cross up with Jesus on it. Like he's
Yeah,
just getting
that's a-
crucified. He's like, yeah, I think this will work much better. And they gave me a bunch of free books.
yeah, it's also great because like they just have like a bookshelf. And it's like has like the entire like I don't know, was it Nancy Drew or something?
Yeah, it's Nancy Drew.
Then you got the bit where like they I think this is where they're like getting ready and like putting on the tuxedos and stuff, and Nathan Lane comes in. It's like a pretty like sad moment where he goes, "You hate me."
Well, no, he comes in. They're like, all right, this is kind of working. Gets up. He crosses his legs. He's got the pink socks on.
Oh
He looks at him,
yeah,
he's like, what? They're like,
color.
it's like, well, you got to have a little bit of color. Like, and then they piss him off again, and he goes into like a frenzy,
Yeah, crying in like the
crying and stuff. So like, all right, well, we're gonna have to do this without him.
and it's also, no, oh we forgot the subplot where it's like they asked the mum over,
Yeah, they ask Val's biological mom
mother over.
if she can pretend to be his mom.
And like this is like also like the first time they've actually met, by the way, like Val and his mother.
Yeah, they go there, and Nathan Lane is super jealous and everything.
Yeah. There's some good gags there, but
Thing is, like, Robin and Val's mom have like a lot of chemistry and stuff, and that's
Yeah.
why they had sex in the first place. Even though Robin knew he was pretty much gay at that point when they hooked up,
and
but they're clearly friends. Like they like
yeah,
each
they're
other.
good friends. Yeah, and so
And there's no malice between each other.
yeah, it's just sort of like friendly relationship.
Mm-hmm.
She agrees
Like,
to like show up.
He helped like start her business and everything. Essentially, it's like, this is the first time you're ever going to do anything for Val. Can you do it? She's like, yeah, of course.
Yeah, but it's also pretty shitty on Val's part. Another thing that doesn't makes him a bit very unlikable. That you would rather
just
have
asking
some
people to
random
do stuff for him.
Because like the thing is, like this woman's like a complete stranger to him. They've never met at all. So just having like, he would rather have a complete stranger than his actual the man who actually raised him or helped raise him.
Yeah.
It's a prick.
Ethan!
Oh, he's left this again.
He had to pee again.
Oh my god.
So, well, what happens is like they start drinking while they're talking.
Yeah, and it comes across over the intercom.
So
Something.
Nathan Lane bursts in. He's like, oh!
And there's a great scene later on between Nathan Lane and Robin Williams. I forgot the context. Like, I would rather be buried like here. Where was it again? At the bus stop.
He's going to like a cemetery and all this because he knows that they don't want him around. This leads into like
Yeah, we skipped
them
bits.
trying to make him straight instead of just kicking him out. Yeah. And they signed papers where they both own the Birdcage now. Yeah.
That's sort of like
Welcome.
very much in the background. It's sort of like not the main focus.
They mention it at the beginning, the papers.
It's just sort of like everything's sort of like building up to like the main like event of the movie, which is like the parents' meeting.
Yeah. So
where like I think the movie really like uses like all the great material.
Mhm.
Yeah, we've got the scene where Nathan Lane locks himself away and
he's all hysteric again. Yeah.
And the parents arrive.
And then they don't know what they're going to do about Val's actual mother because she's going to be late now.
Because she calls.
Yeah, she calls like, well, they're introducing.
Val picks up and says, "Oh no, still come. It's all good." Yeah, so
and well, they first get introduced to each other, and they're like, "Yeah, Val's mom is going to be late and all that." They're trying to explain the Goldman thing.
Yeah, it's Goldman or Coldman.
He accidentally says Goldman. It's like, I thought it was Coleman. He's like, well, it is Coleman, but yada
Yeah.
yada. And this is where like the whole awkwardness starts to be
it's
going on.
extremely awkward.
Kind of want
That's why
Ethan to
it's so
explain this
great.
whole scene.
Hello, if he's still here.
Oh, can you hear me? Okay, sorry. No, sorry. I was eating a burger. Sorry.
That's a good corn dog.
I'm eating a burger at the moment. I guess there's some pictures you can put in the episode. It's a Sonic bacon toaster. It's really good.
I'll take a picture of it and I'll put it up.
Yes, I have like multiple pictures. Just
I'm also
do whatever
eating right
with
now.
it.
I'm very hungry.
Okay.
You know what? I'm actually going to leave right now and go like to a fancy restaurant. I'll come back in a good like
Bring your
hour or
computer
so,
with
then we
you, and
can-
we'll just keep chatting while you're in the
Yeah, I'll
restaurant.
just be out in public and everyone's like, "Oh, there he is, the famous Australian podcaster."
Holy shit, mate! Best sword over there.
Yeah.
Did you see episode 6 where he talked about how fucked up he was as a child?
Yeah, is he really what? Actually,
He's got split personality there.
it's like Tyler Durden.
Yes.
Okay, anyway, back to the movie.
Yeah. So Ethan, now that you're done stuffing your face,
I'm not. I'm still eating.
well, hurry up.
Well, we want you to talk about the awkwardness of this dinner scene.
Yeah.
Oh,
You do it while
fantastic.
you're eating.
So much happen. Okay, fine. I get so much happens. So like, eventually Nathan Lane, he is dressed as a woman. He's pretending to be, the mother
Val's mother.
of Val. Yeah, Val's
no, he
He
mother.
goes
becomes-
full Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
as we were saying before. This is
basically.
sort of like the role that seems like Robin Williams would play.
Yeah.
he's the more down to earth of the pair. It's
Mm.
very interesting when you think about it because he still managed to like put in like bits of like the usual like Robin Williams stuff, great Robin Williams stuff you expect.
Nathan Lane does this perfectly, though.
Yeah, like Nathan Lane. Like I'm just gonna say, as I said before, everyone in this movie is like, well, the two families anyway are both funny, and as well as Hank Azaria.
Yeah, they make Hank Azaria the butler,
Yeah,
but they have this
he's
weird
like-
little
sweet
subplot
little
where he
thing. He
doesn't
can't
wear
wear
shoes,
shoes, and he's
Yeah.
wearing shoes. He's like tripping all over the place.
tripping everywhere.
Yeah, and the family is just like sort of standing there, going, not really knowing what to say or do, and
Yeah. It's like, oh, he's new. He's from
yeah, he's.
where do they say he's from?
I forgot where they say it's something like. Well, they have given him a ridiculous name like something like Spartacus.
Yeah. Agathor Spartacus.
Yeah, Agathor Spartacus. Yeah, it's just like just the way Robin Williams says it as well, which makes it again really funny. It's just awkward, and they're just like sitting in like these three chairs as well, like on each side, and they're just like trying to like have like a discussion, but it's so like awkward and uncomfortable that it's just I can't describe it. It's just hilarious. It's just perfect awkward humor. Which is, I guess, it's sort of like because it's like, as we said before, this was the same guy who directed The Graduate, which also has a lot of that like awkward humor as well.
Gets him off. Yes, absolutely.
And they have like Frank Azaria making the dinner and everything too, but he doesn't know how to cook.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to cook, and it's just like, well, we've got to mention that. Well, we didn't mention that Nathan Lane comes out dressed as the mother, and what makes it funny is
I mentioned that.
Gene Hackman. Yeah, you mentioned it, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
No, I didn't
mouthful
hear
of
that.
sandwich though.
I guess so. Whatever. Keep going. I'm interrupting.
Okay, yeah. So
He's
yeah,
getting
he comes
upset
out-
now. He's like, oh, now they start bullying me.
Oh, you're a very good friend. It's all a good
Okay,
dynamic.
Be a friend.
I don't feel that the same way about y'all, so it doesn't matter.
Oh,
Fuck.
So okay, so Nathan Lane comes out just as mother, and what makes it funny is like how like the conservative parents don't pick up on it, and Gene Hackman's like, oh, what a great woman, and
Becomes like best friends with her.
yeah, that's what makes it hilarious.
Yeah.
And,
It's like, oh, this woman is amazing. She's hilarious. She's a
And what makes it-
strong mother.
makes it funny as well. He sort of like goes like has like, goes, oh, Robin Williams is up to something here. He's
Mhm.
yeah, he's like, I don't.
The
Yeah,
whole-
but then
like
they,
the whole where he comes in and he explains the whole Coleman Goldman thing,
yeah.
And he's like, "Oh well, different regions, it's pronounced different ways and stuff like
Yeah.
that." And he explains it off perfectly. And then like the bride, she's like, "Oh, give me a hug." She knows who it is.
Yeah, he's like,
And like the mom doesn't have her glasses, so it's hard for her to see.
yeah, so which plays in later the greatest dinner scene of all time.
Oh my god, they go
It
down for the
rivals-
dinner scene,
It's,
and
if,
they're
like,
looking at the
if I was
bowls.
supposed to do the top, let me just say, if I was to do a top 5 dinner scenes, I would put this on there at least somewhere in like maybe number
Fantastic.
3.
Oh, Ethan, what do you think
It's
about
like-
the bowl gag?
Yeah, the bowls.
I actually thought about that. That was really smart. Actually, it's really played out because he's about to put on his glasses to get a better view. And instantly, Robin has to go in there and pour like the food in there. It's like I thought that was like really original. I don't like
Yeah.
in these situations. Like how many times do you usually like see that like with the whole bowls? It's very interesting.
I'm surprised they
Yeah.
didn't try to like explain it off. It's like, oh, they're from Greece, so they have like these Greek style bowls.
Yeah, but it's
Yes,
like, yeah, but the
yeah.
way like Gene Hack, it's like, isn't it Gene Hackman who says it looks like the wife says it looks like 2 boys playing leapfrog.
Yeah, it's just it's a let me try to.
It's just
it's a
how
cer-
oblivious they
you know
are,
what?
which
So
makes
I'd
it
put a
funny.
picture of it up on the screen if you
The
can find
bowls.
it. So yeah, it's like a circular bowl, and
I
it's
don't
like
think they show the bowls. Did they show the bowls in the movie?
they
as
do,
well?
they do sort of, and you see
Yeah,
like
they
it's a
do.
circular bowl, and it's like dick going into the ass, dick going into the
And you
ass,
got,
all the
like,
way
Nate-
around the bowl.
It's great because like everyone's reaction, like Nathan Lane picks up on it. He's like,
They all see the bowl, they're like, "Oh!"
yeah, like oh no, and then Robin Williams
Yeah.
has to quickly get like the soup that isn't even ready, but it's like
he's like,
because like Hank
he-
Azaria can't even cook.
he runs into the kitchen. He's like, "What about the shrimp? Ah, screw the shrimp."
It's like fuck the bowls, and he's like, I'll take the whole pot. He just has to pour it in before they put their glasses on and sees it. It's
Yeah.
brilliant stuff.
Oh,
And then
this-
then there's the great bit in the kitchen where Hank Azaria is
Oh.
falling over and
Hank Azaria's freaking out. Robin Williams freaking out.
yeah,
The
because
son
it's like
walks in there,
because the
he's
soup
freaking
is
out.
like so disgusting. It's like they didn't even like prepare
Sweet
an
and
entree or
sour
whatever.
soup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like it has like hard boiled eggs in it.
Oh, it's like all those foreigners putting hard boiled eggs in everything.
But it's also great because you got that one shot, this amazing shot where like everyone at the dinner table tries the soup and immediately
Yeah, and
reaches
they're
for
all
the
like,
like in
"Ooh."
sync.
Yeah.
I'm eating-
That's how it's in sync, and it's great.
I'm eating tater tots right now, and this does not sound appetizing to me at all. Everything that's being described right now.
Shrimp with a boiled egg and sweet and sour soup is basically what he made. He's like, he didn't make an entree. He didn't like make a main entree. It's like the
Yeah.
soup is a main entree.
It's like I don't know, it's soup.
So
Plus
good. And they all start drinking the gin.
Yeah, because like you got Ron Williams like taking a hit of the bottle, and then the son comes in, which is like probably the funniest thing the son does. He also takes a hit as well.
Yeah, he starts taking a hit of it too.
Just because like how wrong everything's going.
Robin brings more soup out. He's like, I gotta put
just-
more in the bowl so they don't see the bottom.
Yeah, and plus you get like more like awkward like discussions of like them like trying to hide the fact that they're gay and like who they
Yeah.
really are.
And then
It's the best material in the whole movie.
well, Gene Hackman says why there shouldn't be gays in the army, and Nathan Lane's like, I thought that way too until I learned that Alexander the Great was a fag. Talk about gays in the army, right? He's
Yeah.
like, oh, it's like, Mom, you've had a little too much to drink. He's like, no, I'm fine. And then they're talking about abortion, right?
Oh yeah, it's just
He's like, well,
Why does he
if they're
say
gonna do
it
that,
so,
we might as
like-
well kill the mother while we're at it too. Might as well send the baby down with the ship. How about?
yeah, that's the line. Oh my god, it's perfect.
I agree.
Oh.
Good.
Yeah, I thought you were on my side on this, Simon.
No. It's good that we're all in agreement.
Yeah. we
Oh
all
yes,
agreed
it's
for
so
once.
great. Oh, wow. It's a first timer in this podcast.
Forgot to mention that the press guys finally found them.
Oh, yeah, that's all
They're-
like another thing in the background because
Yeah, they're-
Val leaves out a note saying, "Oh, it's all good," which is meant for his like biological like
Yeah.
mother, and the
Well, the press guys are talking to the like driver again. They're like, which
Yeah,
building
just-
are they in? He gives him more money and he tells him. And then Val, he puts that note out saying like, whatever you do not come in this building.
Yeah, this is gonna go all to hell.
And they just
'cause
take
it's
the
all
note
written-
off. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's so like weird.
Is that not part of the private residence? Like, what the fuck?
I don't know. I guess it's just because they're. I don't know. I guess it's just sort of like so they can add like more drama to it or like more misunderstandings, but it doesn't matter because like it's still it's so funny and like well done. It doesn't matter.
It's probably the silliest part of the movie because it's kind of dumb. Is this other studio, like news station? They were watching back the footage from when they were back at the senator's house and stuff, and they like it's like enhance, and they get the audio clear as day of the guy talking to the
that's how
like the driver. It's like
it's sort of like sort of set up the finale, like the big like
how they get there though. I was like, all right,
yeah, it's so weird because it's like that basically.
It's not really important, but I just thought
it's not important. It's just
it seems really out of place.
Yeah.
So like all the other camera crews start showing. They make an OJ joke.
Oh yeah, they do.
Because that probably ended around when this was coming out.
This was 1996, right? So yeah, it would have been around there.
Yeah.
Well, there's a fat guy. There's like how he was like shitty. It's like he gained a lot of weight since that OJ trial.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, all right, okay.
Cool.
Cool. Sucks to be him, I guess.
Yeah.
He's like me, so I can relate to him.
Yeah. They all start showing up, and what happens is the real mom shows up.
Yeah, but not before that, because then like Gene Hackman's like, oh, this Robin Williams is like he comes up with this ridiculous conspiracy.
He comes up with a Republican conspiracy theory. He's saying that he took this doting housewife, Nathan Lane, and like domesticated her. She's like a small town girl living in a lonely world, and this European gentleman came and took her and controls her. And he's like going on, and his wife is like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah, even the wife is like,
this is where the wife is kind of like, "What?"
And it makes it even better when the biological mother comes in. He's like, "Hi, I'm
because
Val's mum."
they answered the door.
Yeah,
they're like, "Who is it?" It's like, "Oh, it's me, Mrs. Goldman." Oh, and she goes to open the door, and Hank Azaria tries to stop her, and she walks in.
Yeah, and he's tripping over as well.
Yeah. So everything is revealed in this awesome, like, fantastic crescendo that was the dinner scene.
What makes it even funnier is just how like Gene Hackman just doesn't get it.
Yeah, well, no, Val comes up and he's like, "This is my this is just." He says his real mom is like, "This is just a woman," and he pulls Nathan Lane's wig off and he's like, "This is my mom."
Yeah, he just doesn't get it.
Yeah, he's so baffled
because he comes up with the most ridiculous shit, and then he's just like, "What? I don't get it."
It's like the one time in the film where he's left speechless.
Yeah,
it's great. It's so funny. They explain everything and all this. It's like, my dad is gay. This is his partner.
He's still like struggling.
He's still really confused about the concept.
Yeah. There's not one bit of. I'm sorry, you go ahead.
Oh, you can go ahead. I was just gonna move the plot along.
Well, you have to do something useful. I was gonna say I didn't see one bit of mineral water throughout this movie, so it's not accurate at all.
Oh
God.
He was probably drinking. There's probably off in the background. Like the director is very clever. He's one of the great directors. Anyone who directs Graduate is the master of cinema in my book.
I would have liked to see mineral water at least once, so they get it right. Like, Heather's got that right. I don't understand. And then this was a better movie than Heather's too. So I don't understand why I didn't have mineral water.
I mean, both.
It is. No, this is better.
They're two entirely different movies, though.
I know, but it's being a cock about it.
Nobody was actually gay in Heather's, I think is what you were forgetting.
I love my dead gay son. You get none of that.
I love my dead gay son. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
so all the press shows up and they start well he gets ready to leave.
Basically,
He's
we got
leaving.
the
He's
big
like, we're
reveal.
out of here. He opens the door and like all the press is there, even though I'm assuming the real
And they all
mom left the gate open or something.
I don't know. They all just showed up
Are
somehow.
press like immune to trespassing? Can they just do whatever the frick they want?
No, there are laws. It's just that they don't give a
Yeah,
shit.
they just constantly break them.
Yeah. That's
Well-
the thing about the paparazzi or whatever, or press or
Like early, like they just this whole a lot of this movie is just making the press look like bad people, because in this movie, like the press guys are making fun of the underage prostitute who was probably forced to have sex with him. It's like, oh, well, he looked all right, so I thought it was okay, and they're making fun of her. I was like, okay, that's kind of messed up.
I guess that's sort of like a bit of the satire as well.
Yeah, fuck the press.
Yeah, but then I guess the climax of the whole movie, they're all trapped in the. I forgot to
Yeah, they
mention
don't.
that-
They have to
we
get the
didn't
senator out of
mention-
there to
We
avoid
did
the
mention that
scandal.
about Val, sort of like has, I guess, his redeeming moment, but I don't know. For
Yeah.
me, anyway, it's like a bit.
He should have did it
forced.
earlier, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a bit forced and.
Yeah, it's a
I
bit
don't
too
know,
late.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm. So they're all like in the room trying to come up with an idea to get the senator out of there.
And
So it
Nathan
wouldn't
Lane
ruin
comes
his
up with a
career.
genius idea.
Yeah,
Especially
Rob
after
Williams-
everything.
he goes down
Sort
in
of-
the club and he calls a bunch of the guys in, or the girls, whatever you want to call them. I don't know what their pronouns are.
Mhm.
Into like the backstage area. They put them in makeup because they're at the end of the night. They do this final "We Are Family" thing, and all the performers leave.
Leave the nightclub and yeah, so they're all leaving.
They dance out, yeah. So they
And
they
Gene
put them in
Hackman's
makeup.
Gene Hackman's just like looks confused.
He's so confused. Like they put him in the makeup. It's like, we are family, and then
He's just like
it-
looking around. And he needs
yeah,
like
it-
Nathan
it
Lane to
opens
help guide
up.
him out.
yeah, all the other performers leave, and it's him. And he's like, he's just baffled. He's looking around. He doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And he's like, I need someone to dance with. Dance with me, damn.
Yeah.
It's so funny because the mom, she's in like this biker getup and stuff. And one of the
Yeah,
guys,
what
he's
the
like,
hell is that about? Yeah.
well, they had to
That's
put
just
her in disguise too,
Yeah,
because
so
all the press have like invaded the
their
club.
lives and
Yeah.
lives to end the
So,
club. But
She's like dancing like by the bar, and this dude comes up to her. He's like, I never talked to a guy like this before. She's like, yeah, that's interesting.
yeah.
And Robin pulls her out,
Yeah.
and then the bride, like Val's girlfriend, it's like, none of these guys are hitting on me. I'm way hotter than all these other dudes. She's upset about it.
Yeah. Yeah, they all
They
get out of the
finally-
nightclub finally, and they get in the
Yeah,
car
they
and
they
drive
dance
off.
their way out. They Val's real mom drives up in the car. They hop in, and Gene Hackman looks over at the car driver. He's like, "Meet me at this hotel in like 20 minutes." He's like, "Not if you paid me $1 million." I was
Yeah.
like, "Okay," because he thinks that he's just one of the performers, kind of thing, who wants to have sex with him. And then they drive away, and then Lane and
That's
Robin walk
the end
back
of
to the club.
It just sort of like ends just there. Well, you sort of like in the credit scene, you got them getting Val and his
Yeah,
girlfriend
and then the
getting
credits start
married.
rolling. It's like, yay! Yeah, and then we get, like you said, the big wedding scene. It's
The
just,
big white
it's like
wedding.
all the Republicans on one side,
and
and then it's just all of, like the club performers on the other.
On the other, and
Yeah,
yeah, it's a
and
great
Nathan Lane's
ending.
like crying the whole time. It's like, I do.
And then you got, and then you got like some random conservative like woman like looking over, and she just doesn't get it as well.
She's like, which one's the woman?
Which one's the wife?
It's like, I don't know.
Is
I
it-
don't
why
know.
Why are you doing the Mrs. Doubtfire voice? Like,
I don't know, dearie.
is Mrs. Doubtfire secretly a conservative?
Yeah. Well, and then one of the drag guy looks over. He's like, "That's Bob Dole. Bob Dole is hot." Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Bob Dole
and that's the end
probably
of the
prevalent
movie.
in the 90s. Yeah, that's how it ends. Like,
Yeah, that's good.
it's a fun romp.
That's good. Yeah, I enjoyed myself. Like, especially over the dinner scene. That's where I was like, yeah, this is where it really comes together.
The dinner scene is
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, that's all
Yeah,
what
it's really,
like
yeah,
that's what carries the movie for me. That's where like all the best gags and
yeah.
like material are, and like how all the actors play off each other. It's great.
If we're gonna praise anything like about this movie, like the most praise that goes to that dinner scene, without a doubt, for me at least.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, still, like, as it, like, make him into a man. That's all very clever and well done too. I'm not gonna sleep on that, obviously.
Yeah.
And we say, it was like, not much to it, but like, so much happens throughout. Because like, it's like the beginning, so much happens throughout once it gets going.
It's all like building up to
from the
the
beginning.
again the
Yeah,
first selling point, which is the dinner scene, the parents meeting.
yeah.
Yeah.
Overall, yeah, it's a good time. Yeah,
I think it's
I'm
really
actually
great
looking
as
back
well.
at it. Yeah,
Yeah, I really like this movie. 5 out of 5 for me. It's hilarious. I can't find the words. I liked the movie.
okay. Yeah, three.
I loved. I thought
3.5.
it was really great as well. 4 out of 5.
The big reveal
Wow.
is time.
Well, I already said as like a 3.5 out of 5, like a day live. Yeah, I've really liked it. Here we go. Go
This
shit on
guy.
me. Here we go. Here we
This
go.
guy.
I'm ready for it. Here we go. How
Everyone
much
is
do y'all
entitled
hate
to
me?
their
Here we go. Let it
opinion.
out.
Everyone's entitled
Here
to
we
their
go.
opinion.
Yeah, this movie's better than The Master. So
No, it's not. It's better than the most
It is.
controversial segment.
What a weird
It was
comparison.
I know, because it was just to
yeah.
annoy him.
You wasn't mad.
Just to get at him.
It's
You
not even
could've
his
said-
favorite PTA by memory.
It's not a Punch Drunk Love is my favorite. Yes, you didn't pick that one. You could have said Synecdoche, New York, Eternal Sunshine. Look at my
Could have just said
Criterion
Eraserhead and everyone would have got it.
Licorice pizza. Mm.
And I haven't seen Licorice Pizza. I haven't seen it
was
yet.
excellent. Just saying.
My favorite PTA is like the meetings. So you got to get the parents.
Oh God!
Talk to the.
Oh,
No,
that's so funny.
Boogie Nights.
Haven't seen it yet, but I really should. I don't know
It's
why I
really
haven't
funny.
seen
Your brother is in it.
Boogie Nights is excellent.
You can say.
Putting
Yes.
that out
Well,
there,
he
if you
doesn't
ever-
listen to
Yeah,
this.
I know, as I'm saying, I really hope he's not like listen to this at all. Well,
So-
the Birdcage. There's a biopic about my brother, the Birdcage.
This has
Yeah.
been another episode. This is Robin Williams month, so we're gonna be back whenever Saw edit it.
Yeah.
Our next episode is gonna be 1 hour photo and World's Greatest
we're gonna
Dad.
We're gonna look at more serious Williams, like the point in the 2000s where his career took a bit of a turn, but he's still. Well, we'll see. I guess when we talk about it.
We tried to pick films of him playing different roles throughout. So like with Mrs. Doubtfire, his character in Birdcage, and then his more serious roles. His more serious role in 1 hour photo.
Very
and then
serious
his dark-
role.
Yeah, his dark comedy in World's Greatest Dad, and then our final episode of Robin Williams month, we're gonna end it with Death to Smoochie, which is him going back to like comedy and just more of a different. He plays the villain in that film, so
Oh, I haven't seen it, so I'm definitely interested.
yeah. So yeah, thanks for listening. We probably won't see you next time.
Bye.
Yeah,
Bye.
bye.
I forgot to like load up the Craig leave thing. So I can just cut this part out.
How to sustain it.
Well,
Well, I take it
yeah.